There, it started. Okay, we got to set this up. Give me just a bit. Let's see. I got to find this and put the link up. Link. Hangout link. There we go. And we're going to find it on, where the hell is it over here? Wait a minute. Well, I don't know if this is working yet. Bear with me. That's like a week ago. There we go. Okay, there it is on YouTube. Copy link address. Gotcha. Okay, let me get over there and kill that noise. Hey, we got some people. I see Mike Mullins, Matthew, Greg Smith, John Smelko, Ed Peterson, Chris Garner. Okay. Oop. And I gotta get. See, it's a different platform I'm using here. It's the Hangout rather than the regular YouTube and OBS. So I gotta tweak it every time. There's Shumar, and I'm trying to get the link here to show up. Hello. Okay. Copy. Okay. Now, right now you're watching on YouTube. If you click on this link, it'll bring you into the Hangout. Now, if you're going to join the Hangout, you're going to participate. If you join the Hangout and don't say anything, don't participate, we're going to move you aside and make room for somebody else. So there it is. If you'd like to join the panel and talk, we can do that. Oh, what did we? Oh, that's OBS. I can kill that. And I got to still set up my screen. So there's the link if you want to join the Hangout. And that'll be on Google Hangouts. And you can adjust your screen so you can also see the chat and keep up with people there. Hey, Brian Hooper, how are you? Brian Hooper 2. You changed your name again. And there's it's me, Brian. It's Brian Wilkinson. There you go. Now, if you have, let me get this in here. If you have some coins you'd like to talk about or pictures to send in, it's at live.com. kpeavey at live.com is the email to send them, or you can put them in the YouTuber group on Facebook, and I should be able to show that. Let's see. There's Shay Hoffmaster's just joined us. Okay, share the entire screen.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, baby, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
Woo.
There's the YouTuber coin community group, and there's also the coin op group, and there's a thread going somewhere. Here it is, where people just search my name. People are putting some photos on the coin op group, and we'll get in there and talk about them. It'll be fun. What's your favorite coin series? The really expensive one, baby. Yeah, I like copper.
Hey guys, how you doing?
We'll hang out work on cell phones. Beats me.
Sure.
Sure? Okay.
Two Sinners here. It's one of my favorite.
Twos
then
are good.
Half dimes after that. So.
Okay, here's a link if you want to join the Hangout, but you're going to participate. Oh, we'll make room. And Ricer says, howdy, KP. Hope you're feeling better. I'm a little snuffly. I'm just as grouchy as I ever was. So
yeah, you've been out of commission for a week. What?
I got some cardboard. I'm going to cover the camera up while I blow my nose. Just download the Hangout app. Who's here? We got CJ. Nope, that's Jeff Kumar.
Evening, guys.
Yep. Hey, now, if you join, make sure you kill the noise on YouTube so you're not echoing.
Yeah, I just did.
Outstanding. So. Yeah, these always take a few minutes extra to set up.
Yeah, I always forget to I always forget to mute the other thing. So.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Riser. Hello, Michael. Good to see everybody in chat.
Yep. Now today, I figured we can always add to this this thing here, this discussion. I thought we'd add a topic. I had it written down somewhere. because it takes a few minutes for people to send emails, get their, oh, geez, I got to get my camera. And they set up photos. And while they're sending pictures to this email address, that one right there, I think we can always have just a discussion chat. And the topic tonight is the coin shop, a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Is the local coin shop a dinosaur?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I've heard of so many going out of business lately. My coin shop owner.
The coin shop of old is a dinosaur anymore.
My coin shop wants to do fish tanks and exotic fish. If that tells you anything.
Just as good. My local coin shop, he only is in place to buy silver and gold from the public.
Yeah.
That's it. He doesn't actually carry coins. Not many.
No, it seems like the coin shop is due for an overhaul, in my opinion. I go in all these dusty, rusty coin shops. They've got all their inventory that's not even, F and G, AG, nothing great. They sell anything that they get above that to people they've known for 40 years. They just call them up and they've got everything good sold. And then, a lot of them don't have chairs or viewing areas. They've got these old glass cases. I don't know. It just seems like there's a very few that I've seen. I've been to maybe 24 coin shops now, and just looking at them with the perspective of what I saw and heard from CoinOp when he went into a shop and was like, "This is my favorite shop." I'm like, yeah, they're doing it right. They're getting customers in all day. What are those guys doing that are different than the guys that, like I was talking about a minute ago? So.
Well, I talk about this a lot. This is a topic that I always bring up on occasion. Is your stewards of the hobby just aren't there anymore? In terms of, talk about this a lot in terms of, the old stewards of the hobby before the internet. Just, they were, the stewards of the knowledge, and that's where you had to go to get your information. And what happened is, numismatics is a trade like any other trade nowadays, and just no one's stepping in to take those positions anymore.
Yeah.
So there's a big lack of knowledge and just no one stepping up to fill those roles that are disappearing. So the old style coin shop where you went in, they knew the information, they had the stuff you wanted, just is not there anymore.
Well, I think that the overhaul includes not just eBay sales, because I see a lot of them. Some of them will do eBay sales, some of them will do chat group sales, some of them will do single line of business, and it's apparent now that your coin business, if you're going to do it, needs to be in many places. You need to be in YouTube, you need to be on Facebook, you need to have all sorts of, you need to have a website, you need to have like we're trying to do live auctions and other things, ways to get people to see your coins. And I just don't think a lot of shop owners are willing to put in the time and effort to build those channels, or know-how.
Yeah, Ken kind of every time I bring up this, Ken brings up the point of, those older dealers, they're doing what's worked for them for the longest time, and that's what they're going to stick to. They're old, stubborn guys at this point, and nothing. They're going to do what they've been doing for the past 50, 60 years.
Yeah, some of these guys have been doing it, since Kennedy. Good Lord, some of them. I see some old guys in these shops, and they get set in their ways after 20, 30, 40 years. And they're going the way of the dodo. But Shay brings up the point, the combination of a blog or a website, the social interaction on, be it Facebook or Twitter or any of these other social networks. Oh yeah, and Reiser brings up the point here, brick and mortar stores are expensive. Rent, electricity, property taxes if you own the building, maintenance if you own the building, trying to get the landlord to cooperate if you don't own the building and rent it. it's a struggle for sure. Shay brings up the point, it can be worth it if the owners of the buildings or the owner of the local shop keeps up with what's going on. Video, social network, blog. It's a winning combination, and you add in a brick and mortar store to that combination. I think you can have the success. But if you don't, you're just another hole in the wall.
I think the other avenue is knowing your customer and being able to cater to them. And that's just true for any business, right? And so, if the population is getting older and you want to you continue to sell coins to that population, the larger population of coin collectors, you need to make them feel comfortable when they come in. You can't have them stand up for an hour going through your coins. You got to come, you know what I mean? It's like, and then the younger generation wants to look through coins for varieties. So give them a place to sit down and hunt through coins, and maybe they'll buy some things while they're there, and they'll ask questions, and you can teach them something about the hobby. Now, I do know that there is a lot of knowledge locked up in these dealers. They got a lot of knowledge, and they're willing to share it, but you got to be right there in the store and ask, rather than any other avenue. So they're usually more than willing to help if you just ask questions. But
absolutely. Yeah, I've been in my area, at least around Pittsburgh here, there's a lot of older dealers that are starting to downsize now. I've bought a ton from fellow dealers recently just because they have, a big old tray of lower end stuff that they just don't feel like messing with. So, I've done a lot of that as well. Getting.
Oh, I think we lost him. Let's see, Wild Bill.
He's gone. Let me look at, maybe I killed him. Where's the control room? Jeff Schumar. Max. He should be there.
Joshua, it really depends. On average, I don't know. I looked through a jar of 95s and I found 8, 9, 10, 11 varieties out of 1,000 coins. So 1 in 100.
1 in 100, that'd be pretty good if you're getting that kind of success rate.
Well, I am including some die cracks, so maybe, yeah.
Wild Bill says most of the stuff around here, bullion or hobby shop. They have a few overpriced Lincoln cents and 2x2s, and maybe a pawn shop. Yeah. Trey's LCS has a couple of chairs. Mine has one. There's Jeff. We got him back. Mike Badger says even the coin shows around here don't have but 1 out of 100 that know anything about errors or varieties.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have one guy at ours out of 25 tables. It's a small show, but it's once a quarter. And he's got a whole display case full of varieties. It's my favorite stop. I always buy dozens of coins from him. I love it. But he's getting, he has a younger crowd. And there are guys that are a lot younger than me, half my age, sitting there crowded around the table. I think there's some interest building in varieties and errors in the younger generation. I think they find it a little bit more exciting than just a shiny proof or a MS70, anything. I don't know, but it's what I've observed. The kids. There's 3 kids at our show too, with their parents helping them run the tables. And they're doing errors and varieties. I think that's just great.
Maybe one day they'll get a shop going.
Yeah.
Brian has great coin shows where he is. Victoria says, have you ever heard of the online auctions by Auction Express USA down in Nokomis, Florida? No, I've not. There are all kinds of auction sites out there.
There are.
People die, the family sells off everything through an estate auctioneer, and you can find these auctions. They'll be listed in your newspaper. And you go down, and they got, I mean, everything, including the kitchen sink. Every single thing. Maybe a few coins. There's going to be clothing. There's going to be, the silverware, the kitchen table. This is where I got my hutch and my table and my chairs and my silverware, matter of fact. You name it, they're going to have it there. Those estate sales, they'll have some coins, but typically they're selling the entire estate in a day or two. Sherry Ward, never been to a coin show or shop. Oh, get your tail to a coin shop and see what they got. Just to see. There's so many things out there. You've heard about them, but you've never seen them. You can find them there.
Go to coinzip.com. Find yourself a local. Find yourself your closest coin show. Go there and just look. Go there, look. You don't even have to spend anything. You go there, you look. It'll be a fun experience, at least.
Yeah, go.
It's a different. Yeah, it's a different experience. You can look, 50, 100 miles in your radius. Like I said, at this point, I'm doing a show of some sort every single weekend at this point. So, yeah, you don't have to spend anything to go there, experience. Go talk to the guys. That's a big thing too. Be a little courteous too. If you sit down, you want to have a good conversation with them. Spend $5 with them. The $5 of knowledge you get from them will be worth it.
Okay, we got a picture came in from Caruza 82. It's a 1934D. Give me just a moment here to get the screen set up. He wants to know if it's a DDR number 2. Okay, I got to do this button. Share it. Are we there? Okay, here's the coin in particular. I'm going to open that in another window. Here it is. And let's have a close-up look at this. I want to know if it's a DDR, and in particular, number 002. Okay, Shay, what do you got on this one?
The first thing I'm seeing is the elongated dot in E pluribus. And the letters of E pluribus look, like the L is extra thick and the P, so you want to start checking that out for sure.
Yep, your number one dead giveaway is your barrels. So your dots are elongated. As of Shade 2, you have your thickness in your bottom of your letters. Very typical for a DDR in that area, at least. Thickness in your bottom of your letters and your barrel dots.
Yeah, look at those U's.
Yeah, the L says it to me. I'm also looking. I'm trying to see the tips of the wheats. Those will often fork. A little wear to hide that some. But yeah, I've got definite doubling over here on the right side. Let's look at the bottom stems. They're a little thicker than they should be. Okay, looking at this, yeah, it looks like a distended hub doubling. I'm going to go over and take a look at Konicka's page. Get that set up. If I can find it, here we go.
It's a 54.
34D.
54D. It's not listed.
34D Konicka?
No. Oh, you got 34 up there. Was that 34?
That's a 34.
Sorry, I thought you said 54. It's
like, if I can put this side by side. I think we got it.
Yeah. You're right about the points in the left wheat. And the wheat heads there have doubling, should have doubling.
There we go. I can slide part of this down so we can see a little more of the screen. There we go. I think we got it here. There. Good. Nope, I got 16 screens open. Okay, Konica is varietyvista.com, and you can find this particular listing. He's asking about, is it number 2? Excuse me. Konica describes it as strong extra thickness on EPU, E pluribus unum, the wheat ears and stems, and of America. And here you get the barrels. The dots are barrels like Jeff mentioned, and the thick bottoms on the U that Shay pointed out. And we got some doubling on the right and left hips and thick stems. So far, so good. Let's see. Where'd it go?
Yeah, yeah. Typically, in terms of if the two are going to be listed pretty same, the number one probably best thing to be able to attribute between 1 and 2 is probably a mint mark location, probably.
There you go. Let me pull that one up here real quick.
If you're having a question, because you have a little bit of a difference in the mint mark position, tilt type of thing, so it'll probably be the best thing to use to pat down if it's a 1 or 2.
That is a quick way to do it.
Well, if they're close, which I imagine they're probably close from the 2 I saw.
No, the America of America is another way on these 2 coins, but you're right.
Well, if someone asks me if they have trouble and the 2 listed are close, that's I always recommend just looking at your mint mark position as something quick and easy to compare the letters, and for a new collector that can be a little easier to compare a mint mark versus trying to stack letters and stuff like that.
Sure.
There you go. I've got Konica's image right beside Caruso's image.
No, I'm looking at 1, and it's further to the left of the bottom of further to the right of the bottom of the 3, and 2 is to the left of the bottom of the 3. So it's a pretty good match so far, isn't it? Or wait, let me see. I'm looking at your picture. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I'm looking, and the D is to the left of the bottom of the 3.
Correct.
Hi, Adriana.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Ken. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I call that a good match. And you can, all you're doing here is compare the photos, what you've got to what you see on the screen that Konica has. Now, you can also go to Wexler and see what he has, go to Copper Coin, see what they have, and check out the cross references, because some of these other sites will have different and better photos. Copper Coins has the best photos. I'll give them that much for sure. How about America? That's kind of thick and pasty right there. See the thickness on the legs of that R?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good match.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's a beach.
Yeah, good call on that.
Yeah, probably good for, 10, 20 bucks. Let me catch up on chat for just a bit, see what's going on over there.
Hey, John. She ran off. She ran off to her show.
You want a show?
Whatever's on TV.
Football.
She found another commemorative last night, and then proceeded to lose it to Paula.
What'd you get this time?
She got a 86 half dollar.
It's an 86 proof clad.
Yeah, it is clad.
Ellis Island Statue of Liberty.
That's right, Ellis Island. That's right. It's a proof, though.
Pretty good shape, too, for coming out of a roll, from what I saw yesterday.
Yeah, it's not bad. Do you have any more pictures?
Yeah. There we go. Okay, you join the Hangout right there. Make sure you participate, and if you just want to send photos, I posted the email, and it's also right below the description. I'm going to go over and have the next email. Have a look at that.
I got a question for you guys. On the Washington Quarter Type B reverse, is it just as valuable in mint and proof sets? Is it stand on its own as a variety?
Type B reverse should be standard for the proof, is my understanding. Is that right?
Standard for the proof. Okay.
Yeah, type B is a proof reverse. It's when that type B is on your uncirculated, then you got a winner.
Okay.
There's one back here somewhere. I swear it. I saw it several months ago. I know it's probably within a few inches of the top. The Cones joined us. How are you? Folks, if you like, you've got an email address right below the description on this video, and you can send photos, and we're going to pick them apart and take a look. And I've got one right now. It's a Charter Oak, Connecticut $50. Fantastic looking coin. Let's open this up.
Ooh. That's the one Adriana found. Is it the Tercentenary, Connecticut?
Not yet.
Oh, it's Treaty Oak.
And let me get the other side. It's the 1935.
Yeah, 1935.
Centenary.
Yep.
Handsome bird on this one.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite.
Oh, this is a good look. Look at this. That's a proud, handsome bird. Don't mess with this one. He will claw your eyes out. Okay, let's see what he had for a question on that. It's from Hidden, by the way. Hidden, have you got a question on this, or are you just showing off? Because either way, it's good. That's a handy thing. Hello, good sir. And he's got a 3-cent proof, looks like. I guarantee that's a proof. Look at the edges.
Who's our fry cook? Is that the? Oh, that's the cone. Okay.
That's the cone.
I just have one last customer.
No, that's cool. Have you shown the? You haven't shown the coin yet. You bringing it up, Ken?
Yep. Which one do you want to see? The $50?
Yeah.
You still working?
Yeah, this last one.
And the cone has a, he's got a hamburger truck. Okay, the $50. We got the Charter Oak. This is it. And we see that. We can see that.
Man.
That's a gorgeous coin. 1935. Check out the oak leaves. I think they're a little larger than they should be. But here, inside the hollow of the tree, is where Connecticut put their charter to keep it from the British. I don't know the whole story on that. And the proud bird in the front has a few minor blemishes, but boy, that's a real peach. Look at the shine on that.
Yeah, probably MS62 range.
62?
What we got on the wear for the feathers there on the front? Yeah.
That's a little too much.
Yeah, it's probably about an AU. You have a little bit of dullness of luster. I'm looking at now. That's probably right around an AU. But still solid for, no real. You can't complain about that.
No.
Yep. I'd be looking at high points and places that stick out. Yeah, the feather up here, especially the top of the wing. I could see that being a good wear point, perhaps on the head. And down here, I'd say the legs and feet would be a place to check for wear.
So let's see, 25,018 business strikes.
The back looks to be in much better shape. Maybe a little bit right down here. Maybe the base of the tree, a little bit of wear, but not much.
Oh, apparently.
This circular pattern always gets my attention.
Yeah. Remember, I think I had sent you some pictures that I noticed that on a number of the 1935s, we had that circular lathe lines, right?
I think it's from a transcription lathe rather than a cutting lathe. That's a key difference between what you see here and what you'd see on, say, a 96D Lincoln cent. Here it's in the fields far below, which are going to be on the surface of the die. But it's such a much bigger coin, though. Is it more from the transcription where they copy the Galvano onto the master hub, or would this be from cutting the die? Either way, the pattern is similar. They're equidistant, concentric.
And I did notice that on just about every single picture on PCGS had it.
Yep. You get it again here. But they seem to go through the devices, which is why I say transcription. But I've seen these on the Bookers.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, what year's the Bookers? They go through 35, I think.
Well, and those are a thicker coin too, aren't they? They got some high relief stuff on them.
Yeah.
Oh.
But down here, we're like at the CA and the tail. These lines seem to go through the design. Well, no matter. It's a darn handsome looking coin.
Yep.
And he's got another one he sent in. It's a 3-center, 1884, and this is a proof, babies. Look at this rim.
Yeah, these two coins are a perfect example of what the U.S. Mint can do and can't do anymore.
You can't do this anymore. How come?
Because they're awful.
Bring back James Longacre. That guy ran a tight ship.
You know, the old school master engravers. These, you know, this stuff was beautiful. Nowadays, what are we making? Special issue zinc cent?
Yeah, they've got a W on there. They can spell W now. They're happy with that.
Special issue zinc cent. And you go out and you go 100, 150 years back, and this is the stuff we're making. Blows my mind.
Hmm.
I always like to rant about that stuff, but that just, it gets on my nerves.
Well, what do you think about the new W penny?
If you don't have it stored good, it ain't gonna last long.
Man, I see the prices are already dropping. In the past week, I've seen them go from $250 for Proof 70 First Strike, right? Deep Cameo. I'm seeing $179 nowadays. Boom. Yep, novelty is good for about a week, and then the price drops. People are still snatching them up as fast as they can. I looked at the 2018 S Deep Cameos in Proof 70 Red Ultra Cameo. 13,000 of the darn things certified. I don't see the prices holding up on those, and the pattern seems to be continuing for this year. Yeah, people are going to be getting these really nice coins and realizing, huh? What? You mean it's not holding their value from what the mint produced? And they're going to learn a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's the? There's the chat.
I don't know. I never do trust the hype.
No, it's same thing I do with the new Silver Eagles that come out every year. I buy a couple rolls January, February. They're going to be more expensive. I wait until about halfway through the year, get a good deal on a monster box, and have enough for the rest of the year. It's the same thing in the hype, because your new Eagles are going to be $25, $26 the first 2 months of the year.
Well, the new silver sets, I think are I like it. I like that they're going to 90%.
They changed away from 90%. They're doing 999.
Or 999. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the planchets are cheaper to make than do a third party and stay on that 90% stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a little more silver, but it's cheaper for them to make.
Well, David Carlisle's got a neat one here. Let's see if I can show this one. Let's see. How do I do this? Click that. Click this. There. Okay. He put this over in the YouTuber coin community group. He's got 5 nickels all in a row that have a progression of a die chip, is what he says. I have a series of photos I call Evolution of a Die Chip. Okay, Dave, if you're listening, here's a neat one you can do. Set these up as an animated GIF, right, or GIF, whatever you call it. And it's really neat because you can see it grow, periodically. GIFmaker.com is a great one.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, Ken, I made one of those for you a while back that you put on your blog and your hollow coins or however you put it.
Yeah, they're pretty slick.
I think I'm gonna have to do that. I've got a number of progressions in the $50 die cracks that are pretty cool.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, see, you know, die progressions. I love that stuff. That stuff is awesome.
Yep. On the first one, he's got no die chip. Maybe something on the bottom. Maybe. On the second one, it's gone. Where the hell did it go? I've lost him.
You have a pretty good set of photos for 1955 BU cent, and you have a die progression of where you start as a die crack and turns into a retained interior die break, at least.
There you go.
So that's pretty cool.
Yep. Dave, if you're watching, try it out, and I'll post a link up here too. I think that's the link.
Yeah, Coin Dragon. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty easy to do that with the Flying D if you can find decent examples.
Oh, for Christ's sakes! One last. I'm gonna kill this.
Oh man, yeah, a penny's worth a penny for sure.
Now Trey said he left a. Trey said he posted a photo, but I'm not able to find it easily. Trey, if you posted a photo on Facebook, do me a favor and tag me, and I'll be able to find that a whole lot easier. Oh, Dave Carlisle is here. Look in the comments.
There's Corn Dragon. Corn Dragon, you want to hop on here?
Geez, did you see any of that? I wonder. Here's Coin Dragon. Here's a link. Yep, that'll work. Now, if you just have a question, you know, click on the link and join the Hangout and ask the question. No, he's going to take the night off, he says.
Okay, that's fine. I
Send an email.
Well, I do have a good one. I found a 59 set proof set, and I think I might have gotten a DDO on the Franklin and possibly on the nickel.
Sweet.
But I'm not too certain. Oh, there's Steve. There, we need to talk about that one.
On the front or the back, or both?
Back.
Okay.
Right there between the wing and the leg on both sides.
That one.
That one.
That same one we were talking about before?
Yeah.
Where the hell did it go? I gotta find the photo. There it is. And he's got this extra bit on the left and an extra bit on the right. Goes out 2 feathers on each side.
So I think I found a 68 with just the left side. Which was this a 68?
No, this is a 69.
Is it 69?
69.
69D. Well, there's the whole thing. Yeah, what is it?
Hey, Dave.
We decided it's not a clash.
It's not a clash.
Decided, yeah, you thought that it was not a clash.
It's not a clash because it's pretty well connected, at least.
Look just inside the top of the wing on the next to the shield, between the in the little curvature on the top of the wing. Also, I noticed this. So between the to the right and to the left of the shield at the top of the wing. So up a little bit, yeah.
Here?
Yeah, right there. And then on the other side too. So I think that's some part of this artifact as well. And over on the right-hand side in that little curvature area.
Let's look at that close-up, Rob.
I don't think that should be there.
Okay, his other photo doesn't have the top. This piece here, left side, above the wing, immediately close to the ring, to the wing. This is not a ray.
And on the right-hand side also.
Okay, you do have one over there. Okay. I don't have an answer for this. I didn't have it either.
I don't either. This one's really stumped me. I can't find anything in any of the references I have, at least, and I searched a good bit. I don't know. I highly doubt it's a die class just because you have a pretty high relief on that area. That is, it in essence looks like it's kind of sort of carved into the die that struck it at least, but I don't know. Definitely intriguing, though.
Okay, I got a stumped right now.
Yep. I got a whole bunch of 69Ds, though. I'm looking for it.
This is something that you don't have an answer to, so that's something definitely a coin to sit on the side for now and see what pops up down the line at least.
Yeah, I would post that one if you haven't already. Post it on CoinOp for sure, and see if anybody else has seen it as well.
Because the best thing to do is to put the feelers out and see if anybody else has something similar to have a comparison to.
There you go. This is the I've got the link for the CoinOp group on Facebook down below the video description. And if you're not in that group, it's a great place to put up questions, put up pictures and questions. They'll be static, and you don't get live responses like you do here. But I do have a few people that have put up photos of coins that they're asking about. Dan Thomas has one. He just looking for an opinion on this coin and its grade. And it's a 1957 wheat penny, as you can see. Well,
screams artificial toning to me, at least.
He's asking, is it AT, and what would the grade be? I'd give it an AU slider, one of these that's been lightly circulated, but still has a lot of luster to it. But when you get into these colors, these purples and blues, and they're vivid and fluorescent, they tend to be artificially toned. The back, on the other hand, I've seen them this color, not quite as vivid.
Yeah, see, my kind of dead giveaway is your toning's in the middle of the coin. Typically, a coin of this grade, at least, all your contact marks of any sort of holder is going to be on the rim. So if there's something more or less in a book or a flip or something, that color's going to leak from your rim. So it's kind of like, if there's like that vivid toning in the center on the obverse, for me, that's kind of a real something's not right in terms of a color.
Seen some heat and maybe a contaminant.
Yeah, that just it. Yeah, that just doesn't sit right in my instincts for the color to be in the center.
Yeah. A lot of times these old coins, they put in the albums, and they're cardboard. Well, these older albums, the cardboard is a little bit more acidic than it is today. They get the paper process worked out pretty well nowadays. And, you get some humidity in there, and you can get some transfer of whatever's in the cardboard onto the coin, and it starts at the rim, exactly like Jeff says, and heads to the inside. But this covers the whole darn thing.
Hey Ken, if you look at I agree with Jeff, because if you look at my Facebook picture, my profile picture, I have one of my really toned ones, but it's the same all the way around, and it goes in like a spiral. That was kind of like.
Yeah. Typically from experience, because I've tore apart a lot of those older books from the 70s and 80s. Those you can get rainbow toning, but of course it's a rainbow, and your colors start on your rim and they get more intense as you go towards the center. So it turns as like a rainbow in circles all the way to the center.
Yeah.
From the experience that I've seen, because that acid slowly creeps, and that the purple and the orange around there in the middle, it just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of these books. Coins have been there for for decades in poor storage, maybe a moist basement, and they form verdigris at the rim, and over time it creeps towards the center. And the center's still okay, but the whole outside third is shot out.
Look right here on this one. If you look at right in the middle by the T, there's a piece of junk that's all clear, and it spreads from there. There's a little black dot right there in the center, and it just goes.
Yep.
Yeah, the little dots suggest artificial toning.
Contaminant.
Yeah. Spot.
Yeah, spot and some sort of dirt kind of triggers that process. But yeah, yeah, to me that's consistent with some sort of heat applied.
Althea Shea has a link in here. He wants to talk about it as a 99. Don't worry about the shoulder. He says he's got a very large nose.
Thank you. Oh, not bad.
I think I got the answer on this one right here. But blow it up. I'm going to see a little change in the color here. This looks like it has taken a bit of a contact mark right here.
Flatten it out a little bit.
That's all it is. If you compare that with another 100. How's that?
I said I got one I'm sending you that I just found is sitting right here, but I want you to see this thing.
With a big nose?
No. A 43D Lincoln. Just want to show you something.
Right. Yeah, I got some difference in the color and kind of a ridge line here. It looks like it just took a smash.
Yeah, contact mark that expands out that middle in that area. And especially where your light's sitting, kind of makes that nose look a little bigger also.
A little extra shadow on the side. Yeah. So
you have to take that into consideration as well.
I think this is an unremarkable piece.
Oh, you have all kind of pictures of Lincoln with warts on his nose and dye chips in that area too.
Look at a great dye chip on the nose. Looks like a unicorn. I don't know the date. It's somewhere here.
Yeah, he isn't at all.
You've got a misaligned dye here. Nice thick rim on one side and almost no rim on the other.
Yeah, well, can you have a picture of it? Is there a picture of the other side of that?
Nope, just on one side. Yeah.
Yeah. So a little lesson in terms of that is the difference between something that's off-strunk versus misaligned dye like this is truly off-center struck. It will be offset on both sides in that area versus a misaligned dye that's just misaligned on that one side.
I agree. But there's
good piece of information if anybody's new in here and hasn't heard that information before.
There you go. Althea has another one. It's an 85. He says, what do you call it?
Zinken.
It's a Zinken. What's the guy over here in the last guys?
Typically, I call most of that some sort of dye deterioration.
This is a rim ridge. The Zinkens, well, they changed the material of the coin of the planchets, but they didn't adjust to account for the extra hardness. So once you get to 82, 83, and beyond, especially the 80s, well, the dyes weren't quite hardened to account for the change in composition. And the way they wear, they form this rim ridge, also known as a ridge ring. And you're going to see this on a lot of them.
The way I like to describe this is when your two dyes come to strike together, think of your metal expanding into your devices as sort of a wave. So what happens is all that metal starts to expand outwards towards the rim, and when it gets to the collar, the metal has in essence nowhere to go, and it kind of sorts. You have a force going towards the rim and you have a force coming back, and that pressure all aligns in a ring that's inside of your rim. So I think of it as a wave, and your metal goes to expand, and you have these two forces along along with a weakness that's caused by where your devices are. At least you have more, pinch points in that area. So that your ring's going to form there at least. And you wave a metal going out towards your collar, and your force pushing back. At least that's a theory I've crafted and a good way to explain it.
Yeah, but he's got a similar ring in the backside. And
Die
plus
weakness.
a little zinc and pox all over the thing. Was there another one here? That's all I've got so far.
I sent you an email.
Dave's got some close-ups of those die chips that he had on the Jefferson nickel. Yeah, they call this a beehive. A die chip on the side of a building, the Memorial, the Jefferson. It's just a vernacular name, and you can see it does change. What you'd have to do to make sure it's on the same die is find other die markers. Maybe just a little tiny blip inside one of the letters, or a little mark right up against the rim, and show that it's the same die. But here, the outline of that semicircle looks like it's forming. Pretty good match. Here it's nothing. It seems to be complete here.
Yeah, even if it's not, even if they didn't come off the same dies, this gives you a good impression of some die trends, and things of trends of where your chips are going to form and kind of how they explode outwards. I mean, even if they're not from the same die, it gives you a good insight into some die trends.
There you go. I see die chips on Jefferson's. Let's see, on the obverse around the outside letters. Also, I see them on Monticello in 5 cents and along the sides of the building. And you get die cracks right across the base. Surely. DeCone sends this one in, 1943D. DeCone, you got a question on this thing?
Does it look like there's an S coming off the back bottom portion at like 7 o'clock? I don't know. It looks really friggin'
7 o'clock?
That little round half circle thing there. Maybe not the top, too. There's some verbations.
I'm not seeing indications of an S. To talk about a D over S, we need clarity of that mint mark.
This thing's. I was just looking at it because I couldn't pull it up on my phone very good. That looks like something at the top right there, like the regular.
Really
40.
hardcore. We need really hardcore photography.
Go to the next one I see you. This better. You go to the next one. Oh, I gotta say goodbye to the 1774 Liberty Caps going out today. See you later, bye, buddy. Bye.
1774.
Yep, just left. Purchased.
How much?
Oh, over 100.
Very good. Yeah, this one is not a D over S.
No. This one I was go to Liberty. Sorry, I just.
Now this one's supposed to have
this one of
very slight doubling on the top of ERTY.
I should have said there should be more pictures than that.
Yeah, your 95 and your 95D. If you find a good example of your better double dies, your 95, your 95D is one of your better double dies. If you find the more extreme one.
Yeah, no, I think this would be like
in terms of modern,
but it looks like I sent better pictures than that. There should be close-ups of the Liberty. I sent like 6 pictures with that one. That's really. I don't know. Ah! There you go. There's some other pictures.
There it is.
And you thought it was number 2 to come?
Yeah, maybe. No, I was thinking. I knew it wasn't number 1, obviously.
Well, number 2 has some doubling on the mint mark that I didn't really see, but and also I don't see the extra thickness on Liberty. I think there's.
I think it's machine because when you look at it underneath the loop, the L looks like there's 2 of them, one high one and then one low one, but they're like different. And then like right there, yeah. Like I said, I take shitty ass pictures.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Hey, sorry, I take really crappy pictures.
These look like regular thickness.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling the love on this one, baby.
No. I just sent it. I took pictures of them just like right when I squatted down. I sent it to you.
I just happen to be lucky because I looked through about 1,000 of them over the last couple hours because I had a whole jar of them. So
95s?
Yeah, 95 and 95Ds.
Oh my god, I got like I don't even know how many rolls of those I have. So many. I just give those to people. Usually, I could never go through all of them. Oh, I had one of those.
Yeah, Hidden just sent us a picture of an 1804.
Wow.
Half cent.
I had one of those.
Okay, 1804 half cent with stems.
Oh, with stems, yeah.
With stems. So you already know there aren't too many of these. And give it good attention. And right down here, we've got a pointy top. So this is a crosslet or a plain 4. Right? There's another one with a flat top on the 4 and it has a little crosslet going across it.
Is
and
that
this
over
is
5?
desirable. But if you got the plain 4,
is there a 5 twisted in there?
probably not.
It looked like I was over 5. Like honestly, you
This
look right
is
off the front.
contact mark here. This is looks like it's a dented serif. A 5, I'd be looking up in this area.
Yeah.
It looks
here.
chopped and turned.
Mm-hmm. But there's an 1804 plain 4 with stems, and it's a 1/200.
Nice.
Yeah, for half cent, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of wear here, but geez, you do have a lot of good detail in the front.
Well, relative to 75% of your other half cents, you're going to see that's pretty good.
Yeah, Hidden pulls out these pretty nice coins.
Still see some hair details.
Oh yeah.
Show off Hidden.
I just recently had that one in AU. It's on my Instagram. It's really nice.
Nice
Yeah,
coin.
you really don't have any surface issues on it. So
maybe a little bit of corrosion on the back on the right, but that's about it. That's the only thing I saw on the surface area next to E, between E and the leaf on America.
yeah, right there, a little bit of.
Yeah, I could bear that one. Keep an eye out for those. Find those in your pocket change. They're worth something, baby.
Yes. Hold on to that one.
Well, Roadrunner's got a video. Let's see if we can make this one work. I'm gonna hog the focus for just a minute here. A wild 1926 S.
Are you my friend on Facebook?
I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna send you just a picture real quick. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Go ahead.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
One of those got stolen from you, Ken, on the way to your house. That was in XF. That was amazing.
Jesus. Okay, still photos are going to work better than video for this. Now, what we got here, he's looking at that 9 as being really, really wide. Let me pull the book. Is it green? Here it is.
We weren't Dacone. I just sent you a request.
Oh, I just sent you a message.
Okay, cool.
So it didn't say that we weren't. So I didn't
oh, okay.
That's weird.
I've got nothing at all in this book for 1926S.
If you look at it, you look at your 2, you look at your 1, you have heavy contact marks in that area. Flatness in your 2, scrapes in your flatness of your 2. And if you look at the bottom of your 1, you have really big, indent scrape there. And it's, in my opinion, not a good, because what he's doing is comparing that 26 to a 2 grade higher 26. I don't think that's a good comparison in terms of condition. I see a lot of flatness there. I don't see anything that really would have me leery, because you have flatness in that 1, you have flatness in that 2, and scrapes in that flatness.
Yep, another thing I see, if this were a double die, how would I have distension on the 9 in the direction here going to the southeast, and extra thickness on the 2 going due south? This doesn't make, that dog doesn't hunt. The different impressions on the die are always going to be the same distance apart, right? And if you hub it a second time, the secondary marks are always going to be, again, the same distance apart and in the same directions. Here you got 2 different directions going on. This screams of just contact marks and damage on the coin. There we go. What are you cooking over there, Dacone?
I'm done. I smell like a greasy cheeseburger, buddy. I can't wait to get out of here.
All right. I'm going to catch
I'm probably going to get out of here, and then I'll come back if I get back to the house here. Still on here. So.
JC just asked me, have I ever heard of retraction doubling? And can I explain it? Honestly, I've never heard of retraction doubling. Ken, have you ever heard of retraction doubling?
There's an ejection doubling. While the coin is being ejected, it smashes into the die, and there are some, let's see, the Sacagawea dollars, I have a couple of those. But effectively, it's not a doubled die. Brian Hooper says damage. That's exactly what it is, because the coin, during ejection, it's been minted, slams into the die.
Okay.
So the die is normal. There's no doubling on that die.
Okay. So it's if he's returning ejection double. Yeah.
And Roadrunner says the date is the only dramatic doubling on that coin. Yeah, and we decided that that Mercury dime is double up. There's Ron Brown. Good to see you. Okay, I got another email. It's from Hidden. Oh, he's showing it off in 1809 this time. Ooh, the circle inside the 9.
Oh, he's just showing off now.
You get an 1809 half set with a circle inside the 9, and it's clear.
It's inside the 0 too.
It's in the 0 too.
Yeah, circle inside the 0. There it is. Have a look for these. There are several different varieties on the 1809 half cent. There's a 1809 over the inverted 9. You got the circle inside. Which one has the spiked chin? That's 1803 or something, or 7. That's another design. There it is. Yeah, this is highly sought after. Keep an eye out for those. You can cherry pick these. If the photographs are good enough on eBay or some other sites, you can actually cherry pick these. And keep an eye out for Slabbed coins that have this particular feature. Because, yeah, you can find them. And it's wonderful when you do because, you know, you take a $100 coin and now it's a $200 coin.
Yeah, because a lot of the times in terms of NGC and PCGS, a lot of these early copper varieties, the people aren't paying the extra $15 to get their variety attributed.
Well, they don't know about it.
Yeah.
You know, there's the die variety hobby is still in its infancy.
Yep.
Oh, wow. What you got here, Kevin? Kevin Pfeiffer has one. It's a 1955. And, boy, has it got some lambs. Let's have a look.
Well, let's see. What do you think that? Do you think that was an F or a VF on that circle inside a 0? Gray Sheet's got it at $1.25 for an F12, but I think it was better than that. It was more like a VF or better.
I'd want to see more hair here for VF. You could probably get a low-end VF out of that because up here behind the Liberty, this is a big point right here that wears quickly. This little scratch isn't doing any favors. And this coloration ain't too bad. I'd say it was probably corroded and somebody treated it. What's the other side of it?
Yeah, Gray Sheet's got it $64 for a normal and $3.25 for the variety.
There you go.
A healthy spread.
Oh yeah, it is. It's well worth hunting for those. I know people they'll pick a date and hunt down eBay and just go through that one particular date. Well, this is one to hunt for because you can find them, but you got to know what to look for in these. Frank, Coin Dragon, he picks up 1925S double dies all the time off of eBay. Gets them for like $2, you know. They're identifiable. I'd search my big one is every now and then I look at 1910S's looking for the repunch mint mark because it's such a an extreme distance. And if the photos are good, you can pick it out. I'd give this a low-end VF, but this scratch is doing it no favors.
Yeah, it definitely takes away.
Still a nice find. You don't get too many of these.
Yeah, I've been finding a lot of 17 Type 1 Standing Liberty quarters recently.
In the reject bin?
On eBay, just listed in groups of Standing Liberty quarters. In dateless groups. Because, your AG good, even some of your low-end VG, you're not going to have a date on your 17s.
Yep, you can pick it up by the hair.
Ones. And your 17s, all you got to do is look at the reverse and the stars under eagle. You're off to the races at that point.
There you go. Now I'm going to use the restroom real quick, so I'll just leave this this baby. Let you talk about that. This is from Kevin Pfeiffer. What you got there, guys?
Classic example of a lamination. At least you have, terminal edges on as I always call them, terminal edges. To where you have that peel at least. Last week, I think it was last week, we talked about this versus a strike through. Strike through, you're going to have evenness and you're going to have pretty consistent terminal edges. Compared to lamination, you're going to have pretty rigid and a little more irregular terminal edges at least.
Yeah, those are quite jagged.
Yep. Because a lot of times, if you have a deep lamination peel, that and a strike through can look pretty similar at times. But for me, it's the edges to where that stuff peeled off, and it's rigid. Really, really a lot less consistency. Anybody in chat have any questions?
Oh, hidden, cool. That was a die break. Let's see. So there's a progression to it.
It's a die break.
In that 1809.
Yeah.
Hey, RB.
Just absorbing. So am I as well.
Hey, Ron Brown.
It's nice because, you know, I have at least been learning a couple things every week too from this.
Kevin, definitely a keeper. Yeah, you want to keep your laminations. I think I like to collect the oddities, and that thing's pretty unique.
Yeah.
Keep it real is Kevin. Yeah, it's a keeper. I keep die chips of any size, just about. Hold on to it. The general rule, if you don't know, hold on to it.
Yeah.
Then you always have it. You can always get rid of it later when you decide.
I mean, I have a whole book of woodies, and some of those have lambs on them, so you can. They often go hand in hand, really.
Well, yeah, they in essence do go hand in hand.
Yeah, you put together a whole set of coins. That's one thing, but try putting together an entire set of just woodies or just laminations. You can do it on a lot of these. So the error coins, the laminations, for example, you can get those on every single date, every single mint mark. Some of them are going to be kind of pricey. And the more extreme the example, yeah, you can start to talk about a pretty decent premium, 10, 20% sometimes.
Yeah, see, that's what I just started on was a wood grain set. Because I was looking around, I have quite a few Unk 40s and 50s wood grains, which they look a little bit different compared to your brown examples.
Yeah, the red woodies. It's neat because the wood grain is
wood
in
grains.
contrast to the luster. To be
Yep.
darker.
It's just a variation of the amount of tin, or is it sourcing?
Well, it's not necessarily tin or zinc. Tin seems to be the dominant factor. Once you get to 63, when they took the tin out, you don't get the classic tiger stripes. You don't get the classic cross hatching. All the fine grain. You still get some, but they're minor. But there are other things that get into the mix. That, a piece of the crucible chips off, or somebody throws a nail in, or something.
Yeah.
I've got some black and tan woodies, which are really gorgeous. Yeah, Coin Dragon, a whole book of just lambs. What?
I was asking if you see my glasses. I can't find them.
Look on top of your head.
I have lost my glasses on top of my head more times than I can count, actually. But they're not on my head right now, and I can't find them.
Look under the hair.
Check under the hair. I know.
Under the hair.
Yeah, I can see that.
Kid OK is asking about the value of a floating roof.
Well, okay, I can't say nothing. PCGS started years ago, and they were certifying the 1969D with a floating roof and the missing FG. They're actually certifying the darn things. Right? Got it listed on the slab. Those have value because they stopped certifying the darn things because they're so darn common. So the slab examples, they're not putting any more out. Those draw a handy premium because they're kind of neat. But the ones you find in circulation, well, get one for yourself so you have one, and just consider a more common variety, something to look for. It's an over polished die is all it is. They inflated the die, remove those two little lines at the top of. I got one.
So that brings up a good question. So earlier today there was a posting on Facebook for a 95D FS301 by NGC, but it didn't have a D on it. So now a mistake by NGC, is that a premium or is it just BS?
I saved that picture. Let me see if I can find that.
It's BS. I see that all the time with NGC. The person at the label maker sleeping on the job and puts the wrong thing. I know a bunch of them. They go back to NGC and NGC pays to put the right label in there.
Oh, nice! You can send them back and have them do it right.
Oh yeah, That's what they call mechanical, and NGC's known for that. They put the wrong label in there. You know, your special labels, they put the wrong one of those in, and you pay extra money for that. Goes back.
Here it is. I got it right here. They're going to list it as 1995D double die obverse FS103. Okay, and you can look this up in the Cherry Picker's Guide, and it's got a handy premium. And for MS67 red, dude, it's going to be wonderful. What's wrong with this picture? There's no mention in the book about, you know, a missing mint mark as well. You know, they get the wrong label. Okay, here's up. I meant to bring this point up. Numismatic Guarantee Corporation and PCGS, they put a guarantee behind their product, right? If the coin in the capsule is not what it's certified as, and here it is, 95D, they're going to stand behind it. Now, they got a few options. They can give you the difference in value between what you have and what they say you have. They can replace the coin with what it should be, or they can buy the thing from you. Well, Jesus. So there are people that you know, they'll go through and hunt these slabs out and look for erroneous slabs so they can, you know, make a profit. Because, geez, is this coin worth what the variety is? This is a regular 1995 penny. As far as I can tell, it's not even a die variety. Okay, well, it's a whole lot of work to get through the, you know, the bullshit. But yeah, it's run by people, and people make mistakes. But they do stand behind it. They do have a guarantee.
And most of the time, for the most part, you know, if it was your coin that got granted, you call them up and you send that coin back, and they fix it.
Yeah.
But it kind of gets a little iffy on, you know, the secondary market, at least now that it's kind of floating out there, at least.
But it makes you want to think about checking those NGC holders to see if they mislabeled something or didn't label something they should have. The whole idea behind them you have to pay extra for the variety. Well, how many people didn't pay extra, got their coin just slabbed because they wanted it slabbed, and you get to see and benefit from seeing the variety and buying it at that price.
Yeah, because you know, you'll get it at the regular slab price, the regular, you know, non-variety price.
I talked a little about this earlier on my show, at least. This is what happens when people rely too much on what's on that slab. I find coins all the time that are undergraded, overgraded, details coins that shouldn't be details coins. Look at the coins in the slab. Judge your condition on what you see first, then look at that label.
Yep, definitely look at the slab. If you're buying a coin based on what the slab says,
look at that coin.
Look at the coin. The early PCGS coins, where they had the old dot matrix and the rattler holders, a lot of times those are undergraded. And you can find them where, geez, it's only a half a point better than what it says. But on some of these Morgans, for example, that half a grade can be hundreds of dollars. Tracy Will says, NGC refunded my money on their mistakes.
There's no rattler right there. That's a 53S Washington Carver.
Yep, but if you can find a coin that's undergraded, yeah, that's cherry picking, guys. That's what it's all about.
I find them all the time. I look all the time. I extensively look. Because they make, especially the most I've found is NGC. NGC makes a lot of mistakes in terms of grading relative to PCS from my experience and from what I've seen. NGC tends, in terms, especially the labeling, they sleep on the job. Yeah.
Oh. Well, if nobody's sending a coin, I got one. So on a 1959 proof Jefferson nickel, I've got what looks like the single DDO, but it doesn't have the telltale die break on the star. But I wanted to ask you guys what you thought. Unfortunately, it's in the packaging, so a little bit hard to see. But let me see if I can switch it up here.
Yeah, I checked my mail after the first time after a few days. I got a whole pile of stuff I got to get through.
Yeah, another example of coins you can find undergraded, especially is your graded proofs. You know, your pre-2000 proofs. So a lot of time they give those to the grading interns, and a lot of times they're not absolutely correct.
Now I got the focus on Shay's coin right now. He's saying it's missing a die crack.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm trying to find the. Let's see. Let me get some focus here because this is awful. Okay, so I've got the splits on that T.
I'm seeing it.
But then when I go over to the star, which is in all the references for the 1 DDO, it should have, which itself, you know, looks like there might be something on this, right. I guess that's the left-hand side. It's the bottom of their screen. It's got a little bit of extra metal sticking out from underneath there, but it's in a different place. So the actual one is the one pointing in the same direction the Y is pointing to the east. There's supposed to be on Variety of East. There's supposed to be a die break on that star in all states, but I don't really see it. So I've got. I don't know if maybe I have a slightly different variety, but the variety that's up there has all the same splits on Trust.
You got an earlier die stage is what it says to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just earlier than their A that has it. Maybe his die stage, Konica on Variety Vista, the die stage is earlier than his A.
Right up above, I posted Ken's email.
There you go. I got Sherry Ward says, do you have to pay anything to have your picks or questions answered? No, this is live Q&A. Send pictures to kpeavey@live.com. You can post them in the Coin Op group on Facebook, the YouTuber Coin Community group on Facebook. Just make sure you tag us so we can find that. Sherry says, thank you. I mistyped the correct date. I meant to say 41. The 14D, that's Ron Brown.
Yeah, that 14D, Ron sent me a couple pictures of it. Looked pretty sharp.
Yeah.
I didn't get to zoom in on the D, of course, but it looked pretty sharp.
You got pictures? Oh, you can send your email to Jeff's email as well if you got pictures. Oh, by the way, there's a link down below in the description that has the coin video directory. And I can show that here real quick. I thought I'd give a plug for everybody. And if you get over and take a look at that coin video directory, you're going to find all these channels. Let me see if I can pull that up. And subscribe to them. But geez, if you think you're getting good information, you like what you're hearing, you like to talk about coins all the time, subscribe to these channels. You got Mantic Coins. Will be this is Shay Hoffmaster. He's down here in line 97. Got a couple of good shows. You'll see him in the live stream directory on Wednesday and Saturday. Here he is right here. You got Jeff Schumar just today started a new show. It's an open forum. And he had his show at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So you can watch that channel. I mean, right now. Well, wait till after this show's over.
Yeah.
But you click on his name and we'll give him a sub.
Yeah, it was a little of a shorter pilot episode, but let's see.
Steve Elliott says, earlier die state. And Hidden sends $5 by Super Chat. I want to thank you, Hidden. This is you don't have to pay for this. Any contributions that come in through Super Chat goes to supporting the channel. We thank you very much.
Very nice, and support kpeavey. That's awesome.
God love you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I get paid this month again.
Nice.
Nice.
I get paid last in December. I get paid again this month.
Yeah, ever since I started putting out information like I used to, my channel is exploding at this point.
Adriana, have you found your glasses yet?
I found my glasses. Yay! I'm watching The Masked Singer, and I want to see who these people are. It's freaking hilarious. It's hilarious.
Awful.
It's awesome. I just saw LaToya Jackson. All sorts of people just get unmasked. It was funny. I loved it. Totally awesome. All right, I'm gonna go back now. Bye.
Okay, bye. There we go. I have 2 more coin chats open. I'll give you a quick look at that. Here he is. 241 subscribers. Get in there and subscribe to him. You're listening to him. He's been selling on Facebook and the Coin Op group and probably other groups too.
All kinds of groups I do.
Of years. He's doing great.
I do at least 1 show a week, so every weekend I'm running around all over the place doing shows, getting more experience.
You watch him grow.
I answer at this point. I get asked questions all the time at this point, which is fun. I enjoy it.
It feels good knowing something about coins. You know the answer.
Yeah.
RB areas here.
It makes you a more confident collector. Knowing why, knowing, and we talked about this before, but knowing about the minting process is such a great way to learn and understand how every other error and variety occurs. Just by knowing the ins and outs of hubbing and dye, how they strike, and how the planchets are made, and all the details.
Paula reached out to me and she wanted to do a collab on the minting process. So Monday night on Paula's stream, I'll be over on there with Paula, and we'll be discussing the minting process.
I see this a lot in some of the Facebook groups. People are asking about a coin. Is this mint damage? Is this a mint error? It's got a fish hook welded to it. No, you need to get an understanding of the process of how these coins are produced. And once you have an idea, how it's done, how it's made, how the dies are created, how the doubling occurs, then you're better able to determine, at what point in that process could this error have been produced. And if you can't come up with a theory that explains your coin using the mint process, then the chances are it's going to be damaged, and especially if it has a fish hook welded to it.
Well, and the other things too are the side tracks, like figuring out what is a galvano, and what is its part in the process, and what is the lathing machine, and what is its process. And I don't know, it's just, I found it kind of interesting to go and look at the lathing machines that are being sold to the mints and other companies that are making things out of metal. It's kind of interesting, the different machines that they use. The calibrations that they can have, chatter, frequency distribution, all sorts of crazy notions.
There we go. I just put up Jeff Schumar's link there. You can go over there and find his channel easy and subscribe to it. And you can do that right now. Hey, SJ's here.
Hey, SJ.
And if he's going to talk about the mint process, you probably want to be, hit that notification bell so you can catch that.
Definitely.
SJ, why don't you hit that link? It'll be fun.
Hey,
I got a dot up here.
Can I just forward you the pictures of Ron's 14D to your email?
I'm seeing it. We got about 5 more we're going to get through, too. Okay, I'm going to open up the first 2. images because I can see those best. What's your question on Ron's 14D?
Ron was just kind of asking, you know, he's at the point where he wants to start tackling grading and things of that sort.
You all right?
Yeah, he's been recently. He's been asking me a lot of questions and things of that nature.
There you go. As you get into grading, and if you want to try to share photos for grading purposes, you'll need to improve the resolution just a bit. From what I can see, this looks pretty good. I'm going to guess those lines are there in this photo. The berries are certainly distinct. I'm going to question the color here because the shine doesn't look quite natural. I'm seeing a lot of different color, but this could easily be the photographic quality. Here's fun on that. This is every bit of VF.
Yep.
Yeah. On this particular coin, I'd want to see what's going on with these diagonal lines. Is this are these scratches or is it some wood grain? What's going on with there? The date looks right. Whenever you get a more valuable coin, question its authenticity first. Is this a real 1914D? Yeah, but the resolution here is not quite strong enough. The 1 is centered, the 4 is narrow, that looks good. The D's in a good location. In this particular picture, the In God looks kind of funny, but I'm going to guess it's the photographic quality here. Yeah, dude, it's all about practice. Let me find this. There, it's all about practice. We talked about this, CJ here, he makes these things. They're pretty darn handy, and you can build a reference set, right? And go to photograde.com. It's a PCGS Photograde site, and that'll be my blog is down below, and the links are there. And grade the coins as best you can in using their photos and using your coin, and build a reference set. And he's got these little things; they're real handy. So then, once you've got your coins, you know what they are. You've got them in front of you. Here's your VF. Here's your XF. You can hold up the next one and say it's as good as this one, but not as good as that one. And grade by reference. You got one in front of you to work with.
Scroll up a little bit, SJ. He posted the Hangout link. Hop on.
Yeah, same thing with CJ. If you want to hop on, it would.
There's CJ. Let me give you the link again. I'm having trouble here. There it is. Now, if you have a question, you want to ask a question, anybody, you can hop on, ask.
Now, RB sent me an email earlier. He did his first box of halves, and he thought he might have found an 82P no FG, but it was kind of interesting. He sent me a really nice AVI file and sorry to report, RB, that right as you shimmy it perfectly, because you're shimmying the coin back and forth, and that light just ever so subtly passes over remnants of the FG, and I was like, oh, I thought he had it at first, but I saw it in the outline. So, but yeah, that was great. It sure made it. Just looking at the picture straight up, I couldn't tell if the FG was there, but when he had it under the light in a video, it made all the difference. So this is a great format.
Man, you can do so much more looking at live videos of coins. I got my camera here. Let's see if I can get this turned on, because you can see things in great detail. The quality of cameras is good. This is my little camera, my little scope. I got a penny. I don't know what it is. We can look at that. Let's see. No, this is the wrong thing. Let me kill this. No, this button. What? No, that did, wait. Okay, I want the next button. There it is. So you can zoom in with these things to really wonderful detail. and take a look. And it's neat because you can change the way the light bounces on that coin, and it'll show up details you can't get, in a static image. Just by being able to flip it around, move it back and forth, and change that light aspect. Shay has he's got a flashlight he shines on the side.
Oh yeah. Keep that handy.
And you can see a flashlight from the side will really change it. And if you're looking at a live photo of a coin, that can make the difference between identifying it properly or not. What is this penny, by the way? It's 1962. We better look at that 6. Okay, that looks right. How about the inside of the 6? Whoops. Okay, that looks right. Check out Liberty on 1962s, especially the top of that L. Well, gosh, it's so darn dark. We'll put some light on it, and you see. Okay, that looks a perfectly normal L, top and bottom. That's what this technology, which is at our fingertips, is letting us do, and it's changing the way we look at coins. Geez, we can have live classes nowadays.
Yeah, I need to order a new scope. Mine's falling apart.
Duct tape. Glenn has joined it. Good to see you, Glenn. SJ's going to get some food.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a scope's the best $20-$30 you can spend in the hobby right now.
Yeah. Well, think about it. If you find 5 or 6 varieties in a couple of boxes of pennies, you've paid for your scope. I mean,
paid for it.
Pretty much.
But if you think about it in a different limelight, the education you're going to get at $30 you put in is nothing.
Now, at first, you're going to see, I mean, every coin that you have is going to be doubling. So make sure you insist on getting a little training. Go to errorref.com and read it and keep it handy.
Read that whole thing. Okay, we got 48 pictures of coins sent in, and I'm looking for what, a Woody? What did it say? Here's something to chew on. The 49S last is Woody. 49S. That'd be this one. He's saying this one's Woody. Yeah, it is. Yep. See if you can see this. Can you see this? Yeah, here you go. When they're brilliant uncirculated, the Woodies, the view, the appearance changes some, and you get contrast, but it's different because once they tone, of course, the darker areas will become more dark, and he's got some wood grain going through here. I wonder if I can turn that. I can zoom. What's this button do? Yeah, what's this button do? No, I can't change that. Here we go. But he's got some color in here. I can't do much with that photo. Okay, oh, there's a zoom. Yeah, all right. But we had a couple more pictures come in. It's Me Brian sends in. What you got? Oh, look at this. There you go. Brian's got, I don't know what the date is on this, but what do you think, guys? Big fat lamb?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got a chunk of metal missing here. And underneath this missing metal, I still have the outline of the letters. Well, the photo's a little bit grainy, so it's I can't zoom in and get much more out of it. And it starts to pixelate. But this is yeah, it's a peach. Hold on to that one, Brian.
Yeah, that's nice.
Laminations occur when the alloy mix is not quite right, and you have an area that's not bonding. So the part of it will just fall away or crack apart, or can fold back on itself. And this is what the result is. You got a void on the coin. But it's neat because you got layer upon layer. So when the die impacts the planchet, it'll leave its design on the top and the bottom layers. When you peel one off, you've got still some design below.
Hey Ken, if you want to zoom over to mine, I have a BU wood grain here at least.
Yeah, you do. I see Blues has joined us.
See, as you can see, you have that contrast right there. This one's 55S. It's pretty common to get these pretty big streakers, at least.
Yeah, good color on that one. Now with that coin tones, they'll tone it different to different degrees, and that contrast will pick up.
Yeah, there's a good one to show the contrast of that wood grain running through that BU.
Stable. Hey, Blues, how you doing?
Good, Shane. How are you?
With a couple more come in.
We got Jeff and Ken and Shay and Glenn. Glenn's a new name for me.
Wow, you got all these mint sets, 71 to 97 for face value.
Nice.
I love it. Yeah, I picked. You can do that every now and then. Sometimes I picked some stuff up on eBay for nothing. I've lost a photo.
What are these? I don't know. Let's just stick it on eBay.
Yeah, and sometimes you get them for. Oh, here it is. For 1 cent plus shipping. No fooling. They're out there.
That's a nice way to build a BU set.
Yeah, it is. For face value. Every now and then you get something for next to nothing, and it's a real treat when you do. We've got a bunch of them here. Yeah, 1985. These are shiners. Ain't a thing wrong with these. Well, you put your knowledge to work, and you can pick up a nice side income doing this. Believe me, it's a whole lot easier than working for the man.
It's a lot nicer than working for the man, too.
Okay, Gail has one.
Difference between getting up and enjoying what you like, enjoying what you're doing. I can look through coins all day and love it.
There you go. Okay, what's the question here? Hi, guys. I have what I believe is a wonderful specimen of what is known as skidding. It has a great pattern which the pieces have shifted, and if you will notice, there is extra material that continues the wheat stalk stem. Mike Diamond did a great article on skidding for Coin World. Gail, I'm going to shoot this one down.
Yeah, because I would have expected skidding to be. Well, I do have a weak strike a little bit over on the United region, but it's not exactly pushed sideways, is it? It's kind of in a different direction.
Now, if the die is skidding, effectively you're getting multiple strikes, one after another. Well, the images of each strike are still going to be in the same pattern. What you've got is stuff shoved in various directions. Up here at the end, it's shoved downward. On the E, it's shoved to the southeast. On the C, it's shoved in several directions. Let me pull up an arrow ref photo, and I'll show you. I'll get you a link.
Well, another sign for me with leading to being damaged on that one is you have some corrosion in those areas of damage.
How's everyone's night so far?
It's going good. It's been a busy day, but going good.
Oh yeah, we're just talking coins now. Okay, I've got error ref, and I'm going to give you the skidding coin errors copy, and you'll see what we're talking about. There it is. Here's a link for you. And now let's compare what they've got for skidders. Okay, the coin was struck, then it skidded and was struck to finish the strike. And here, you still got the same design in the same ratio, same distances apart, right? And you have a single direction involved. There you go, right up here on the top right. Whereas the coin that you show us has a, well, you got different directions: south, southeast, due east. That seems to be shoved upwards. This is damage rather than a skid strike. I invite you to read the entire error ref site. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to read, and get your head around how they're produced. But the final design, the final strike, is going to be pretty much sharp. It might be out of color, but it should be pretty much sharp. Once you get these circulated coins, once they've been passed around and you get to some circulation showing on it, the most common explanation for anything you see is going to be damage, because they got 1 trillion coins out there and there's 10 trillion ways to screw them up. Really, there are, but that's a damaged coin, that one.
Yeah, keeping it real, I highly doubt that 63PX is going to be a 67 or 67 plus. Highly doubt that. Just on the grounds of the dies weren't strong enough to strike the coins really well on a big issue like that.
What's up, guys?
Hey, this is great. We got one from Kevin Pfeiffer. He says, "Is this one slab worthy? Let me get a shot, a real good shot here." We've got 2 of them here. There's the back of that Ike.
Let's get some nice fields. I don't see.
Okay.
I did want to touch on something here really quick. The biggest point is the learning aspect, and I think those reference websites like Error Ref are so very, very underused that there are so many people that just want, well, what is this? 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 It's like, you have the reference tools to go and learn it for yourself. That honestly, I think that's part of that is draining the knowledge base of some of our community, because we are spending so much time just answering, what is this coin, how much is it worth, where do I get my money? So what I was saying in chat earlier is that having an open reference for the knowledge base of coins is an uphill compared to that vast majority that just wants the straight answers. So it's how do we get that the community and the audience to not necessarily go full bore, ditch to ditch and say, okay, well, I'm going to grade all of my own coins and go through all of that. But how do we get them started to really, like, I wish that we could do like videos or like entire seminars on just the very basics of, this is a damaged coin. This is a damaged coin in a penny. This is what a damaged nickel looks like. This is what a damaged dime looks like. It's just so that they have that visual reference, because like every single thing that across the websites, it's, I say what it is and I put a link. I say what it is and I put a link. And then, like 10 minutes later, they're posting, hey, what is this?
Is it small rate? Just a large, yeah.
Well, you know, I would just like them to say what they think they see. I mean, a lot of times they just say, do you see something wrong with this coin? Or is this coin valuable? No, well, or is there something wrong with this coin? Come on. You want me to spend 10 minutes looking at this coin to figure out what you think you see? Just tell me. Just say, hey, that E is weird, or this feather is strange, or Lincoln's hair, or his nose is too big. Tell me what you think you see, at least when you send a picture or post. Let's start there.
Anything that I am I'll say a moderator of, any forums that I'm a moderator of, if I see pictures that say, what is this? I delete them. Don't waste my time.
That's right.
That's what that is.
Yeah, see, typically what I do, I mean, I answer a lot of questions on CoinUp and a lot of other groups nowadays. If they have something like that, I always ask them, well, what do you see? What makes you think this? A lot of people appreciate that, so I want to give them the information. You just got to kind of sort of coax them a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah. It's not like we don't want to help. It's just
Oh, but it's the same person that you have already answered and given links to the same reference 4 times, and then they just post, what is this, with 37 pictures attached.
When do they send them to your email?
Oh, yeah, you...
I just
but it's at least the people that send the emails, that takes effort.
Yeah.
And I will give them that benefit all day long.
Well, they're taking pictures, and that's good. I mean, it's also good to practice getting some pictures in focus and clear, and that's good. That's always helpful.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of that here. People are learning how to, take better photos. Yep. The best way to answer all these people is, well, just keep answering. Those people who want to take it to the next level and learn more will, but the secret is to give them not just a quick answer, but a link so they can follow up and look at more. And I got a picture here from Keeping It Real Review. Where are you here? Hold on, I done screwed up.
But yeah, Ahrefs is one of those websites that is I feel so underutilized, that there are so many things on there
it's right there.
and it's and there's a lot of things that don't even have pictures attached to them, but they explain, this is what this is. This is specifically what causes this type of error. And that's gold to me.
Well, when I first started out, I would click into Ahrefs and I would read a little bit about something, and then I would go. But really, that site is one of those sites where you want to go to every link, click on it, click through, read the page, click it, read it, just all the way through, just as an exercise in learning about errors. I mean, to see all the pictures they have and to see those examples starts forming patterns in your head. So the next time you see it, you go, aha, I've seen that before. And you can go to Ahrefs and find it quicker. Because it is a big site. There is a lot of information there.
Yeah, I would really like to see a lot more pictures and references to really fill that site up, because it's such a go-to place that I like. Yeah, I love it. I'm a fan.
Yeah, you guys, we're asking you to send us pictures. We're asking you to do this because we want to help. So we're definitely not trying to rail on you, but we appreciate the pictures and everything. It definitely helps try to figure out what it is you're seeing.
Yep.
You're here, so you're wanting to learn, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. For all people that send me pictures, yeah. And if we don't get back to you right away, we're not ignoring you. I know, at least me, I'm absolutely packed, answering questions. Doing the coin business and everything else here. So if we don't answer right away, we're not ignoring you. We have to fill.
SJ, what kind of pictures you want to send?
But the email thing, the email and the YouTube is such a newer avenue of learning than has in combination has not existed in the last 30 years when it comes to coins. When you go translating, and this, we were talking on Shumar's chat the other night, today, I don't know what day it is, about the reliance on the slabs. And that's because that's all they had, is they only had a piece of paper with grades on it.
Yeah.
So that aspect, that if we can get the people to, just starting with the basics, like machine doubling, like that in itself, you could have an entire seminar weekend just on that topic alone, and it still wouldn't be enough, just because it is one of those things that is hard to grasp. And I understand that because I was there.
It'd be a good thing for next weekend.
Yeah, we were all there.
I'm still there. Don't worry.
We're all.
It'd be a good thing for the next coin seminar weekend, is getting back to basics.
Yeah, it's my new show. I'm kind of wanting to start from the ground up. I kind of covered clean coins this week. We kind of got a touch off topic towards the end, but it was a shorter one. But that's kind of where I want to focus, is on building up the basics.
There you go. Once you get your head around the basics, you can grow. I got a photo from Kevin Pfeiffer. It's he's got two of them here. He's saying, I think this one is slab worthy. He's got an Eisenhower right here. Now it's inside the mint packaging, so that's gonna put some glare across it, as you can see across his head.
Yeah.
Okay, 1973D Eisenhower, uncirculated, pretty good shape. First off, let's have a look over at the PCGS site, which I just had open. And we've got there 1973D, right? And at what point is it slab worthy? Well, you'd want to have a coin that's worth $100 anyway. You got a coin out of a mint set, you got it for face value. That's a real good deal for sure. You got $1 into, this pretty decent Ike. For it to be slab worthy, you're going to be dropping, $40-50 for certification fees, for shipping and insurance both ways. So you want to recover that at least. And looking at what they have, about MS66 is where it starts to be, kind of worth it. At 65, the auction records are in the teens, 20s, 30s. At 66, you're getting 3 digits.
Yeah, I sell graded 65 Ikes for 25 range all day long. So
Yeah.
You really want to hit a 66, 67. 67s are hard to hit.
Yeah, they got 13
bucks on a gray sheet.
How much?
1900.
That's about, yeah. That'd be about right.
67s are hard to hit. It got to be just right. Like I said, you got a huge hunk of metal, and the dies that were used to strike these Ikes. There's a reason why these blue Ikes, the U.S. Mint put in those blue Ikes that they sent out. Oh, these coins may not be up to quality standards, just because. That's why your 67s are so valuable, is because the dies weren't right to strike these coins.
Yeah, by the time you get into the high grades, it's not just the condition of the coin, but you need a sharp strike. Now here, he's got a 73D, so it's not silver. But let's look at his photo, and what would you grade this coin at if you had to look at this? And well, account for it being in plastic. And we can zoom in and look at some of these points.
I see a couple of bag marks. I see some, on the neck there and on the cheek.
Yep, neck and cheek. Some blemishes down here.
That's right.
You're down to 65 now.
Yep, some blemishes here. If you got some, look at this. This is that D. You got 3 Ds in a row. This is another coin that hit it, coming out of landing in the hopper. This same thing. It's a D shape. That's the reeded edge of another Ike that smacked it. The different blemishes over here. This might be 64 to 65 on a good day. And looking at the PCGS site, at 65, not worth it. Not going to be worth it. You're looking at, you know, a $20 coin, a $30 coin. You'd want it to be almost blemish free. Get into 66 and 67. That's when, yeah, that's when it's worth it. It's not a bad looking piece. And I think the price was right at $1. And now he's also got a quarter. Same idea. And right here by Liberty, I've got a big gash. That's a pretty, that's a significant gash. That's going to pretty much take it out of contention.
On the ice too, on the E.
Yeah, you got parallel lines here on the B and the E, one on his head. Yeah, figure if you got contact marks in your coin, that's probably not going to be a candidate for slabbing unless it's a old, rare, there's some special date or something is different about the coin. These I would not consider to be candidates.
There's some stuff going from the neck to the T and then out in front of the mouth, out in the middle of the field as well.
See, over on my screen, I have a graded 1972D and a 65. You know, you want these fields for a 67. You want these fields to be crisp, clean, to the point. This is a 65, and the only major mark I have for the most part is that little one in the field. A couple face marks. But you get in here, you look really close. This is why I got a 65. You're going to see more and more contact marks appears. You look in here. 67, you don't want to see any of this. Any of this. You don't want to see a thing.
Yeah, Blues brought up a good point. Making the Grade is a great book. So you have the photo grade that you can get on PCGS's website. Then they also have the photo grade book, which you can get. To sit there and compare, just, you know, learning the grading aspect of what, because there are some designs that, you know, that have particulars in them that really affect the grades.
Well, at a minimum, they usually describe the high points of the coin, which is really useful because those are the points where you really need to examine at first. I mean, I like to look the whole coin over and then look at the high points and then look at the rim and then, you know, just fully examine the coin. So many people are so excited about a particular coin because they've been hunting it, they want it, they see it in a shop, and all they can see is they finally got this coin in their hand that they've been dreaming about, and they tend not to see the bag mark across the cheek or the near the rim or in between the letters or all the other places where things can go wrong on a coin and be a problem coin for grading, and they end up paying too much. And it is definitely buyer beware out there.
Yeah, a lot of new collectors look at their coins through rose-tinted glasses, and they tend to focus on what's good and miss, or just overlook you know, issues that really kind of stand out when you get into the higher grades. We had a question here from Crystal Ward. Can you get it, that'd be photo grade book, on Amazon? She's asking Blues coins. Yeah. This
has been incredible. I love this book. Got great big pictures and it's in color. You know, let's just open it up to any page. Well,
maybe not that one.
Not that one. Once you have nice description of every single grade, and it comes in a ring binder, so it's easy to just flip and turn and leave it on the page.
Lays flat.
Lay flat. Yeah, nothing worse than a book just going like this over and over. Take it.
To be completely honest, I like the photo grade app better than you go on their website, because you have, I don't know if it's going to show up, but you're going to have them all laid out like that. You turn your phone sideways, you scroll and match. Scroll and match.
Bingo.
I agree. I like the phone app.
I love the app so much better. You flip that thing sideways, you set your coin on the screen, and you just scroll until it matches.
There you go. I've got the PCS site here, and yeah, it's you know, you can see a couple, 3 at a time, but you've got 4 or 5, and it's a whole lot easier. But hold up your coin and compare it to what they have, and say it's as good as VF25, but not as good as VF30. And you can zoom in and get a better shot of the coin and look at the details, the separation of the cheek and jaw, what's showing up on the collar and the vest. You know, look at the hairline.
I use Photograde a couple dozen times a day.
Oh yeah, I keep it open for. I'm pretty good. I guess some of these series are pretty down, but if I'm looking at say Shield nickels, yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that coin and compare it to Photograde. Then look up values.
Yep, I use it all the time still.
Yeah, I really like the Photograde, specifically for what Ken was talking about, is that you can open those pictures and you can look at the fine details and say, okay, right here where his cheekbone, you know, matches his jaw and how much that's worn down. You know, if it's worn down where it's like all one slice, you know, that drops it down into, you know, to the good range, or, you know, whatever the coin, you know, issue would be. And that's, you know, that's how you can pick up those key points on some of these series.
Well, Sherry Ward asked a good question. Should you always worry about Photograde before you ask a question? I think that sometimes the grade's going to tell you about what maybe your question is about. I mean, I find you know, a mint or a no FG. All right, so if the FG, the designer's initials on the reverse of a Kennedy half dollar, they've been polished off. Well, if you have a really low grade Kennedy, and you know you don't see the tail feathers at all, it's a good indicator that that coin is well worn. It's a low grade, and it's much more likely that you just have wear on the coin that is causing the problem. So sometimes grade does help, and you should, well, you should always consider grade when you're looking at any aspect of your coin.
You always want to look at your bigger picture.
Yep.
You want to focus. You want to focus in on what you're looking at. Then you want to expand out and take everything into consideration, and then focus back down in on the thing that you thought was out of line, out of order.
But do your homework. Go as far as you can, looking at grade, looking at die varieties and attributions, looking at value. Go as far as you can with the information you have available before you ask a question, because you're gonna ask a more informed question.
That's right.
Yeah, one thing that helps me is I'll actually grade a coin 2 or 3 times. I'll do it once, and then I'll put it aside, and then I'll go back to it, because you're going to pick up stuff a second time that you might have missed the first time, especially if you're still learning how to grade.
You take off those rose-tinted glasses.
Yeah, don't grade with sunglasses on.
Okay, Sherry set one. Where'd it go? It's gone. I got a 1937 quarter here. Let's have a look at that. What was the question here? I lost it. Hi guys, my grandson handed me his pocket change this morning and out popped a 1937 S quarter. Okay. It had tones of blue, purple, pink, and orange. I dropped it in acetone for a few seconds and then washed it off. I'm thinking it may be counterfeit. The rim doesn't look right.
Oh my God.
And everybody just died.
Oh, that's a 37 that would have had some color on it.
Yeah, it's a 37S and you dipped it.
Oh my God, that hurts me inside.
Okay, so to address this for Sherry, you should never clean your coins, ever, especially if there's something toned. There's reasons why. There's a lot of people that collect toned coins, and by dipping it, by cleaning it, numismatically you have destroyed the coin. Now, that's not necessarily bad because the coin is still worth something.
But see the luster on. Ken's got a picture of a beautiful 1937 with luster on it. As soon as you dip that coin, all that just kind of disappeared. You got the faded, dull look that you have now on that picture.
I talk a lot about original surfaces. If something comes in with an original surface, it's leaving here with an original surface. All of us, we kind of cringe a little bit. We don't mean that to be rude, of course.
Right.
We just that's just something that it kind of hurts us because a true numismatist loves original surface coins. That coin might be ugly, in all honesty, but I would rather have an ugly original surface coin rather than a dipped coin.
And just to be sure, I always talk about this, but whenever we're coin roll hunting, we always wear gloves of some sort because you never know when a gem's going to pop out of that roll. If you're using your fingers, even clean, you just clean them, soap and water. Ken's done something where he cleaned his hands really good. He touched a proof penny, and then a few weeks later, you see all the fingerprints clear as day. Actually, it was just a few minutes later.
Oh yeah, that's right out.
It does not come out, and never will. And you'll see it all the time. The more coins you see, you'll see fingerprints on them, and you just kind of die inside. But so care and handling of your coins is really important. And that includes whether or not you decide to clean them. I know lots of people that will dip their silver stackers, and I think that's probably okay because there's no numismatic value and they know it. But coins, rare coins, try not to do it. Try hard. It's really hard. Yep. You think a nice shiny blemish-free coin is going to be worth more, but it's not.
No. And it looks like a solid 37 too.
Yeah, she's asking, is it counterfeit? I don't see any evidence of this being fake.
That's not authentic, consistent with the grade 37. You have a little bit of scratches, but it's a solid 37.
Yeah. There's a time to use acetone and a time not to. And if you can make the choice, choose not to. There are times when you need to remove something so you can, identify a particular, maybe a date or a mint mark, or get a close-up look at the mint mark. And there's a way to use it. A lot of people grab it and just like brushing their teeth, and that's just doing damage. What you're doing is removing particles and then using it as an abrasive, and it does more damage than it's going to do good most of the time. Put off cleaning coins until you're deeper into the hobby. You'll be a lot happier.
1937. Good for is about $3. Silver.
37S.
Oh, it's an S.
Yeah.
37S VG ish.
VG, probably $10. Yep, there's a couple scratches that aren't doing any favors, but it's got a good solid red.
That's a good book filler for sure.
I was actually just gonna say that. I was gonna say, hey, start a book. There you go. Here's your coin number one.
Hey, and I mean, think about $5 to a quarter. It is silver, so it has intrinsic value, and it's a rare coin. You don't find those in your pocket change every day, that's for sure.
Where's that no FG? The 1990? I got one from Dave Watson. The question is, thoughts? Well, I need more than 1990 off-center is what it's labeled as. Off-center grease.
Misaligned?
Well,
Yeah,
look at the
looks like
front.
this.
It's not much off center, but you got to compare the front and the back to determine off center. Right now, I just say misaligned. Let's look at the next photo. Next photo looks pretty even. If it's off center, it's not by enough to make a difference.
No,
Yeah, I would say misaligned on the obverse.
it's not even off that much to where it even, you know, shout out that it was a misaligned die even. It's just there's just not enough shift. I think that's pretty close to being intolerance of being a touch off.
Yep, and on the back you get a ridge rim, a rim ridge. That's just die deterioration here. I'm trying to find an OFG from somebody. Let's see. Who sent the new OFG? From Jeff? I don't have another one from Jeff.
Okay, Ken, I'll send it over here in a second.
Oh, I bet you it went to Jeff. The other Jeff. There's Jeff Watson,
Yeah.
Jeff Schumar.
He sent them to me. It's just I was preoccupied talking about stuff, so.
Well, while you're pulling that up, I'll pull up this one.
I've got an interesting one from Jeff W. It's got what looks like blade lines on the device on the reverse of a Kennedy $50. It's kind of cool, actually. Let me forward this to you, Ken.
Here's one from Ron, from Jeff Schumar, 1982 P Kennedy $50. It's not showing an FG on this computer. Let me open that up so we get a better look. And we want to look at that FG. Maybe just a hint of it.
The G.
Maybe just a bit of the G. I got a bit of light showing, and I've got a line, a straight line here. Resolution's not that great. This would want to be looked at in hand. Bounce it back and forth in the light. If you see even a whisper of part of the F or part of the G, then it's not a no FG.
Yeah, I talked about this earlier in my class. Learning the skill of, you know, getting that coin under light and moving it around. I call it twirling the coin, at least. If you go to any serious numismatist, you hand them a coin, what are they going to do? They're going to go to the light. They're going to shine it around, see the surfaces. So that thing of identifying a clean coin and seeing something like this, you shine it around, because that light, by turning that around, that light bounces off of those difference in heights and those difference of devices, and that stuff will, you know, appear more, at least. So that's a good example of a fundamental that you get down pat, you can apply it to so much stuff.
Absolutely. And you've got it in hand, so you still have the chance to do exactly that. But, you know, I see what appears to be a difference in color and a straight line. And then I've got a bright area kind of curled. It's suggestive of some part of the FG still remaining, but, you know, play with it.
Yeah, natural light. I have a regular light bulb lamp, and then I have an LED too. Put in different lights. Experiment. See what pops up.
Crystal's got a neat one. It's a shield penny. Oh, it's got blisters all over the place. Okay.
Yep.
Here's a great shot. Crystal Ward says, "What is this? I have a lot of these different years, all shield pennies." And she's showing this penny. It's got warts. Who wants it?
Zinc bubbles.
Zinc bubbles.
Plating bubbles, technically.
Linear plating bubbles. Yeah, you get a little bit of gas trapped in between the copper plating and the zinc, and well, the gas can't get out, and it just kind of pushes up the copper. Is what's going on. You're gonna see these on coins from 1982 onward. It's an indigent. It's a problem with the zinc pennies. You're gonna see it everywhere. Sometimes you get them, and the whole coin is covered with epox. They're zinkins. Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, man, that's not zinc rot. Zinc rot is when that copper coating gets worn through to the zinc, and that zinc starts to expand out and kind of decay. That's different from this plating blistering.
Yeah. Now you breach that plating, that blistering, you get the zinc rot underneath. He's right.
Well, yeah, there's still a good distinction between the two.
Yeah, hydrozincite is what he's talking. Fitness has something to look at. What's this? A Hawaiian something. I don't know what it is. Let me share the ride. King of Hawaii, 1883.
Cleaned.
Cleaned.
Yeah.
I talk about this earlier in my class. Look at your dullness of your fields compared to the fields on your devices. That's a clean coin 100%.
Still, that's a really neat coin.
Those are really valuable, but you know, it's stuff like that. You get that experience. I talked about this earlier. You see the trends of a cleaned coin. I showed probably 8 examples of a cleaned coin, and the same trends are showing up here.
Dull fields. Ua muki ia o ka aina aikapono. Yeah. Which means, hey, buddy, can you spare half a dime?
It's a $50.
There it is. It's a
but
piece.
Yeah, those Hawaiians are nice. I've been looking for one for my collection for a while. Can't find one.
Okay,
People want armor leg for them.
We got one from It's Me Brian, and it has no question. But we're gonna figure this one out. What do you got? You think it's a lamb?
Maybe.
Up here at the top of the head.
With how it's going through the T, yeah, but there's a lot more surface damage going on.
On the head kind of screams lamination, at least. Top of the head.
This line looks like a lamb.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy wear on that. This is an intemperate use.
Yes, angry coin, I call them.
Somebody butchered that. There's no mint process that would create this.
These are very consistent with a penny getting stuck in your dryer.
Dryer coins.
That's a penny stuck in a dryer.
Or somebody testing out their power tools.
Somebody got a new Dremel.
Yeah.
No, but in like the drum of a washer or drum of your dryer, these coins get caught in here, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
How do I know? I've picked modern pennies out of my washer and dryer before that were left in pants, and this is exactly how it looks.
Scraped all the hell. Yeah, that's a goner. You can toss that one. That whole coin will be gone in 10 years.
5.
That yeah, that one's a goner.
Hey, Ron, I never got that video from you. I don't think it didn't come up, at least.
Okay, this is the one Mantic got from Jeff W. and forwarded it to me. Wants to know if this is laid lines. Oh man, this is a tough photo here.
Oh, the photos are stretched.
No, just the intro photos. That's the way. No, that's the way the mail came in. I got a pretty good photo here. This a proof?
Yes, he says it was enhanced hair, but I'm not so sure with the FG. But yeah, the shield and yeah, there you go. That's a good one. See the tail feathers and the legs and the shield. Yeah, the concentric lines.
This looks to be from the transcription lathe rather than from the rod cutting lathe. They got a couple of different ones in there. The rod cutting, That'd be consistent with a 96D stamp. This, you see these on several coins. You got them where just a little circle right around the statue in the Lincoln cent, right? Or a little tiny circle in the doorway of the Jefferson nickel. And this strikes me as a transcription issue because it goes through the detail. So it's, you know, up at the fields and down in the devices on a die. Or the hub, it would be raised up on the raised on the devices. And yeah, the way it's circular and concentric, this tells me it's a transcription error. And how do you polish those out? How do you polish out lines on a raised or depressed device? You can't. It's impossible. You can polish the flat field, but you can't polish out anything else. Let's open that in a new window and have a look. And you have them. This is a great example here, right here in the in these devices. I would want to see that these are all focused on the center, right? So it's all coaxial on the center. So find the center of the coin, because I got some lines up here at E pluribus unum, and I want to follow that arc. Yes, this is the this is one of those things that needs more study.
Yeah, it's a beautiful coin. I really like that. I haven't seen that type of lathe lines on the devices like that yet. First time.
Well, you see, when they're transcribing from the Galvano to the hub, the hub is shaped just like the coin is raised. Right? And they can transfer to the die, and they lose a little bit of detail in each time, you know, each transfer from hub to die and the coin. But you can polish the surface, and you get this beautiful mirror. But you can't polish the devices. And there it remains. Yes, this is a keeper. Don't lose that one, by God.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
There are people who are studying those particular things. Better pictures.
Oh, JC, I'm so sorry, man. I thought I kept reading Watson. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that was JC Will's coin.
JC Will? He's
Yeah.
got a peak right there.
Yeah, I'm so silly. Gosh, I just kept seeing Watson.
Let me take a 2-minute break. I'll be right back.
Sorry, JC Will. That's incredible. Let's see. Smoking coins. I saw your message there. I'll ask him. He just took off. A moment of embarrassment there from JC Will. Sorry. I'm trying to pay attention to the chat, but and look at my emails real fast.
Hey Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I missed your live stream today. I'll have to watch the video on it.
No problem. It's an afternoon stream, so I figured, you know, it's an afternoon stream, so everybody got to work. That's fine. You know, making them, you know, family friendly, where they're about an hour, you can go back and watch them pretty easily. That's the plan, at least. I want to start at the ground up and just work from information there.
I had such a beautiful day. It was mid-60s, and I was in my shop all day working.
Yeah, it's cold, snow. Farm work's not fun in the cold and snow.
No.
Horrible.
It's quiet tonight.
Yeah. Gets quiet when Ken leaves and I'm not rambling. I'm a talker, so I get on a tangent. I like to talk. You guys know that by now from the past 3 weeks.
The weather was good up here too, and I went metal detecting today. 12 cents. Yes.
Nice.
Nice. 12 cents you didn't have.
Yeah, right.
You do that every day for a year, you'll have $1.14.
That's some McDonald's dollar menu right there. Money.
That's right.
There ain't no such thing as a dollar menu anymore. Come on now.
Hey Ken, I think there was one picture from Smoking Coins that he had that you might have passed. It was an unattributed DDO, he says.
Smoking, is that Kevin? Nope, right there. Okay, yeah, I started to look at that, and we got into a different subject. Let's see what we got here. There's a lot of glare on this. I'd want to see on a 71. I want to look in trust, and I want to look especially at that date above and below the 7. DDO.
Oh yeah, look at that.
What's this extra stamping I see up on the rim here?
Those letters? Is that trust?
Those appear to be letters there. See some extra stamping there, but it's kind of hard to tell from that blurriness what exactly that is.
Well, if this is a T, and that's a T over here, and that's an R, this is not the TR that we see down here. This is 6 inches across my screen. This is 2 inches.
Yeah.
No, that's not a stutter. Where'd the pictures go? When I see this with a secondary image above, the primary, first thing I'm going to think is dye deterioration.
Metal
I want to look
flow.
at the foot on that R. Okay, is this a light playing tricks on me, or is this a split? Because if he's got doubling going, in this direction, kind of north and northwest,
It would have to have rotation too.
yeah. Because if it's a split, suggests a different direction. Let's get some more photos here. Where are you? Here you go. On the TRUFG.
I would have to see more pictures. I mean, there's too many other things to look at.
Okay, right there. You see the T? Get the little horns in the T.
Yeah, horns in the T. Yep, metal flow.
Yep. This is dye deterioration. That's what that is. You get a little heavier wear on the dye here on the R. A little bit coming out laterally on the U. But when you got horns on the letters, that's dye deterioration.
Yeah, metal flow, because when your coin strikes, your force starts in the center of your coin, and a metal gets pushed out. So, of course, you have a big bar of the T, so there's going to be a lot of force on those edges of that T, and that's where your die is going to weaken and push out.
Yep, that's what that is. So it's not a DDO. Well, it's dye deterioration doubling. Well, they need to change that name and just call it dye deterioration. So that's what's going on there. Oh, Dave DeSoto. Okay, that's a subscriber. Hidden sends more stuff to brag about. I just pull these pictures off of websites. John Franklin coins. He's got a dollar. Pretty little gold dollar to 1856. What's going on in that gold dollar? This strikes me as MD here.
Yeah, I see machine doubling.
Yep, that's classic.
A bit of
Look at this. Geez, I'm thinking Flying Eagle scent. Gold coins are not my forte. They're out of my budget.
and soft.
Well, yeah, Shay just hit that right on the nail. It's a softer metal, so of course you're gonna get a little more metal flow.
Seamum sends this one. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Box.
Yeah. That's a zinkin right there.
That's Zinkin box like you never seen.
Large date.
Linear
Philadelphia.
plating bubble.
All day long. That's the easiest way to tell that when they look like that and it's an 82.
It's a zinc.
That's a zinc.
That's a large date.
Did you call that Zinkin box?
Zinkin box. Kevin sends a 2006 DDR Lincoln legs. Let's look at them. Okay. Boy, these are hard to see. On 2004, 5, 6, and to some extent 7, these are probably the easiest double dies to find. Let me move this out of the way. Oh, it's the same photo. And these are class 8. Copper Coins calls them class 9 double dies. I'm not really seeing it here on this image. But you'll have extra columns along the sides, right beside the statue. And sometimes you get them. You get extra, doubling splits on the legs, the head, inside here. I'm not really detecting it here. This is resolution is just not clear enough.
Boy, does it provide an eye workout too. Those are the leg one. The along the columns is a lot easier to pick up for me. Between the legs, it's often so noisy there from all the different angles of light from the from the knee.
Yeah, these are difficult. It's 2006D. Looking at that first photo, so that tells me it's probably not.
There's a 2004 that I actually posted in the YouTuber forum that has the double knees.
Oh, they're fun when you find them, but man,
Posted it a couple days ago, I think.
Yeah, sure thing, Ron.
Here it is. Here's CJ's picture right here. You can see the top of the knees. You got some, you got some separation lines in the tops of those knees.
There you go.
And that's consistent with Konica DDR number 4, which cross-references the copper coins 1DR and number 2. Is it 2002D what you have?
2004. Or, yeah, 2002.
Yep. Yeah, that looks legit.
Pretty much all the early 2000s and all the 90s you want to check in that column. If a lot of times we don't, you're just looking at the front and we flip it over and we look at certain things. You don't check out. You forget to check those columns, but don't, because you can find a lot of things overlooked there.
Yep.
Yeah, Coin Dragon. This is where Coin Dragon always finds stuff.
Yeah.
He's the machine at those. Yeah, these are great. Look, check your mint sets, especially your satin mint sets. 2005 has a lot of these. We also have them on the nickels. Yeah, keep an eye out for those.
Yeah, inside the door, the Montecito on the top and on the side, in that front door.
Get extra doorway is what you get. Let me get back to here. RB says DD or MD. Without looking, I'm going to say it's probably MD.
Yeah, I was trying to look at this. He's got. You want to look at the close-up of Land of the Lakes. I was trying to figure out RB. I'm pretty sure it's MD, but
Incuse design.
yeah. What was interesting was the bottom of the L on top of the L where it's actually separate.
Are these incuse ones?
Yeah. These are incuse letters. This is mechanical doubling on incuse.
So
thickness.
So in terms of an incuse design, a double die in that essence, your impressions are going to be smaller.
So it's like the opposite of raised devices.
Correct.
If the die is doubled, right, the hub impressed the die twice, and these are incuse. So on the die they're raised. If the hub hit the die twice, it's going to squish the letters. So on the coin, the letters would be thinner. It's the exact opposite, right? Normal MD is going to make your devices thinner. On incuse devices, it'll make them wider. Whereas doubling will add thickness on a regular device and make them thinner on incuse devices. This is mechanical doubling all day long.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people get that mixed up on the modern quarters. Those incuse designs are going to be, thinner for a double die.
Yeah, incuse is the opposite.
Yep.
Let's see. I lost my way here. Oh, here it is. So RB area, MD. My nephew sent one in. After looking at 3,000 pennies, I went back to the zinc planch. It looks like improperly plated 2,000 planch that was die capped. Looks like cracked through forehead and lightning bolt. Expansion is interesting with detailed rendition on the burrs. Rim and edge are interesting. The reverse is concave and the sword hub double. Highly detailed. Whole penny is oval and detailed side is convex.
That's a lot going on.
Yep. Oh, wavy.
Wavy steps.
Yeah, wavy steps. A lot of distortion on these. Looks like a whole thing's. Is this a camera issue, or is this on the coin?
It looks like it's leaning to the left.
Yeah, that's what I saw. See that? We're not quite straight. It could be a slope on the coin as photographed, and you're getting but the bottom of that is kind of frigged up. Well, first thing I'm going to say is probably damaged, but there's a wavy steps over here.
Steps, yeah, the surfaces look odd to me. Something's just not right. Something's just not right about those surfaces.
A bent coin can show a straight line as being crooked.
Yeah. But even the surfaces look like they've been eaten away a little bit.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I'd buy that.
Yeah,
too,
the surface.
Yeah,
the surfaces just don't sit well with me. Not at all.
Here we go. Here we go. This coin, he said its reverse is concave and distorted. Okay. For that to be a capped die, you brought images of this thing?
That's not consistent.
No, that's not consistent.
That's not consistent with a cap die, because a cap die you either have a wrap, or if it's struck through a cap die, you have your smashed impression.
Yeah, you have an incuse design on one side from the opposite side on the other coin.
Yeah.
If it's
what's
concave,
kind of throwing me off right now, it's to me it's looking like it's concave on both ends.
I think it's damaged.
Yeah, there's just something just doesn't sit right well with me in terms of the surfaces, and just it seems really wonky to me. It doesn't seem like because typically with your errors you have a little bit of consistency of something. This just is wonky to me. Just doesn't seem right.
Here he's offering improperly plated, and I look at this and I'm missing detail. The plating's been removed on this.
Yeah.
This has been chemically treated, and the plating has been removed, which is going to give you this funny surface too. And if it's concave, I'm thinking damage.
Yeah, it just doesn't sit well with me.
And there's a lot of dye wear as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of dye wear because you have a floating roof. You have a, no.
No, this is a intemperate youth.
Yeah.
Whole penny is oval. Well, it tells me there's some. If it's in the collar, it's going to be round. If it's oval, it's probably screwed up after the fact. Or you'd see some blank around the edge. Right, it was oval, like a bracket.
To me, it looks like it was stretched some sort, and that's what caused that your concave area there, at least.
Well, it kind of popped in my mind
it's bent. See, that's what it is. It's bent.
Yeah, it's damaged.
It's bent. So that's what's given us. This is what's given us this concave area here. This corn is bent.
And it's bent, so your straight lines can be curved.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yep, that's
It
bent.
is damaged.
Damage on the surface.
Give it to the next collector. Give it away at Halloween. That'd be good.
I've been impressed. You got some nice photos to look at.
Yeah, see, I like that because she gave a lot of detail what she saw, and she gave us good pictures. That's a good example of how. See, and we had a good discussion because she had good pictures, and she listed out what she saw.
Yep.
Crystal says, can you all settle a bet? Is this a closed to, an open to, or neither on this Morgan? 1882 Morgan. And is there a mint mark on there? Let's go through all the photos. Okay, we got 4 photos. Okay, I'm going to take you over to a USA coin book.
Yeah, I don't have any Morgan references closed right now.
Okay, this is a real quick and easy one. Let me, first off, here's a chat. I'm going to give you the link to USA Coin Book in the chat. There you go. And jump over to USA Coin Book. And for quick information, easy accessible, and you can get a look at the darn coins right quick. This is hard to beat. 1882. I got a single image for an open to, or a single image. And I'm not going to be able to zoom in on that. I'd want to be able to zoom in on that too. So I'm going to go now to PCGS because they also have a whole lot of photos, but it's a little slower. And let's find 1882. We'll go to the first one, the Mint States. And this will have a list of varieties. If it ever loads, here it is. Okay, share-related coins and varieties. And I have to know which one is open to, closed to for the VAM.
Open to described as knob and tail free of middle stroke is much less common than closed to knob and tail touch middle stroke.
Knob and tail touch?
Yeah.
Okay, while that picture's loading, I'll go back to her photo. The knob is not touching.
Knob is not touching.
No.
Tail is almost touching, but it's not.
It's close, so that'd be an open 2.
Yep.
Yeah, there's space in here. You got shadow. You see it on the 8. You see it on the 1. You see it on the top of the 2, so you got some shadow here on the tail of the 2. But inside here, that's wide open. And have we got that photo yet? I've lost my place. I got 100 windows open. Well, what happened? No, you got a normal open 2.
I don't know. It looks like the 1882 regular strike of the Morgan dollar, which kind of shows the really close tail touching the two, but the knob is open.
I agree. Well, that's a pretty dollar right there, huh? Okay, let me catch up and close 100 of these windows. Wow, here's that 34D from 3 hours ago. There we go. Roadrunner sent 9 photos. Before Bill Fivas did cherry pickers, mentions a lot of old school people.
That book he showed off on his stream last week, man, that thing is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I look for them on eBay, and they can be bought on eBay. Probably.
What's the name of the book?
Looks like an early version of Cherry Picker's Guide. Looks like a version 3. Major Variety Oddity Guide of United States Coin. 2nd edition, F.G. Spadone. Half cents through gold coins, fully illustrated. Can I rotate this? 1963 by Spadone. And acknowledgements. Yep. Boy, we come a long ways.
You said 1963?
Yeah.
Is Lawson in there?
He probably was an editor here. No, but I think he's not in the book, but he might have bought the first one.
I have to.
Yeah,
sorry, Robert. If you're watching.
You in here? Say hi.
Oh, it was so funny the other night when Flo was doing an auctioning. Oh, that was absolutely hilarious. Better businesswoman than Robert Lawson, that's for sure.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna yawn for a minute.
Smoking Coins sent me something, so I forwarded it to you.
Oh yeah, we looked at that earlier. That's the deterioration on that.
Oh, okay.
Took me 1 cent.
Oh.
So there's the chat, and here's this. What are we looking at? Okay. There. Whew. Well, I'm getting ready for bed.
Yeah. Getting late.
So Gold says, hi, Ken. Glad to see you back. Hope you're feeling better. Well, the explosive flatulence has lightened up.
I guess it is after 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Night Ken's going to be coming out.
We can open the windows and stuff down here. I'm in Florida.
I told
you
you
out of diapers.
I told you to stop huffing that MS. What the hell is it? Plus.
You guys are still going?
MS Plus.
Oh yeah, Adriana.
We like
they
the
are.
ones.
Oh my gosh.
Causes explosive flash.
I was thinking about you earlier, Ken. I was watching what's his name? Weird Al Yankovic, and he had this one that he did a parody on called Foil. Oh my god, you gotta check that out. That was funny.
Yeah, foil on his head.
He made a foil hat.
Oh, foil one is good.
Funny. I was just in there watching Ray Stevens too. He did the Squirrel Revival. Oh my god. MS Plus. That's funny.
MS Plus.
Adriana, of course we're still here. We all have an addiction. Come on now.
Yeah, I can totally tell that. I've been on for hours.
Oh yeah.
See some cool coins though.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hours? Is that a challenge?
We've been doing this every week, every Thursday night, starting at 10. We run 3-4 hours. And people are learning a lot. Gosh, we're taking your examples and picking them apart and putting them back together and telling you what we think.
That's awesome.
I'm learning a lot, so.
We got a crew of people that jump in. Some last for an hour, some last all night, some are kind of quiet, and they're learning as well. Geez, don't be afraid to jump in and show photos, share photos, put them in the group, send them an email, send them ahead maybe, and they can get lost in the shuffle. And it seems to be working pretty well. We're getting hundreds of views. Last week is almost 500 views.
Sweet.
Nice.
Lots of comments, lots of interaction, lots of thumbs. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up, by the way. And so what we want to do is, because of the way this is really, we're getting a lot of response to this, we want to share this platform and, take these people down here and have the show on other channels. Because, geez, guys, there's lots of good channels out there that are getting neglected. CJ's got a great channel. Mantic, he's getting attention. And he's got a great channel. But take a look at Jeff Schumar. Boy, you listen to him on here. Why not subscribe to his channel? It would seem to make sense. Man, you can learn something.
Yeah, I have a tendency to come up with my own theories, but, we all...
We get a lot of people on this channel, and we don't get a lot of them who say, what's this coin? What's it worth? And where's the machine where I can get my money? We're getting people on this channel who are more into the numismatic side, the studying of the coins. And by God, if you can study those coins and learn, that's where you're going to make some money. Now in powder, hey, there is a paste, just 2 fingers and rub it on your coin. But remember, this does cause, there are some side effects like the smash yourself. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Use it in a well-ventilated area. And also, after using it, be in a well-ventilated area for the safety of your family.
Oh, hey, I figured I'd show off something cool here before this leaves my desk tomorrow. Let's see here.
An RPM?
I think so. It's not a listed one, but it's a RPM on a 69D.
Let's see.
$50. But it's not listed.
Listed.
Pretty slight. Yeah. I did find a DDR 005. This is my first. Go ahead, Shumar.
Here, over on my screen now, at least, I'm showing off something that this is something nice before it leaves my desk tomorrow. What do you guys see?
That is off center.
You got an off center, and what do you got there?
Oh,
an offset. Oh, Clash.
Railroad tracks.
Yeah, jail bars.
Jail bar.
Yep.
That too.
Yeah, kind of.
Is it a Wham?
No.
2009. No, it's
You
not
can't
2009.
I'm pretty sure it's 2000 because you got your last tip of the O there peeking
Well,
out.
look at the neck for 2000.
2000.
No, that's not a 2000. 2000 has a unique design.
Does it?
And you can tell on the neck. So compare that to a 2001.
2002.
But still, that's really neat to have that combination of Clash and off center.
Yeah, it's sitting on my desk. I sold it today, so.
What's on the reverse?
What did you get for it?
Well, I sold this for around 30, I think. I'd have to look on my sheet.
That's by 10% off center.
It's a nice one. I've had it for a while. I bought this at a coin op a while ago.
Oh, and 2000 also has duck lips.
Yes, that's one area there's on this link. That's the one area I don't have experience with.
Okay, letters in the columns?
What was that, Ken?
Any letters in the columns? Sometimes you got RTY in the first 3-4 columns.
I didn't see any. I looked at it pretty good. I didn't. No. I don't think so, at least. So I gotta take it out. I gotta re-photograph it pretty good before it leaves.
There you go.
Yeah, like I said, that's what I've been doing recently. I've sold off a lot of this stuff. I get my photos out of it, and that's worthwhile for me.
Man, I found 2 boxes of coins here. Clean it up. I don't have any idea what.
Only 2 boxes?
Well,
oh.
maybe 3.
Yeah,
but I know about the one.
Yeah, because for me at this point, all these Minairs and stuff, they're doing nothing here, sitting around. They're just sitting in boxes in my closet at this point.
Flip them over, put them to work for you.
So I've been cataloging a bunch of stuff and out to the post office because.
There you go. What's this say? We'll probably just put up a new video. I'm going to check the mail here real quick. I got a light. And it's me, Brian has one. Brian, what's your question? You got a coin here with a big gouge going right across it. It's a 1995 with a big gouge across the rim. Let's open that up. I got another one to show you too on this. What do you say on this one? Struck through or damage? You can't see a damn thing. Okay,
no. Can't answer if I can't see it.
I'm gonna look and see what you see, and here it is. It's a
1995. Wow! Look at that.
Is that a struck through or is it damage?
Struck through.
That's a struck through.
I'm saying damage.
Is it damage?
I think it's damage. That's incuse?
Yeah, that's damage because you're not getting
shadows. Look at the shadow that's depressed. Inside the groove, we've got a couple of lines. We've got a couple of stairs still inside the groove.
So that would be damage.
Doesn't go through the field. Does go through the column.
Yeah, it's like somebody stuck a piece of metal on there and then viced it.
Hammered it down, yeah.
And crosses the rim.
Yeah, crossing the rim, that's what it is. Cross the rim, it's definitely across the rim.
Across the rim says damage.
Yep.
Detail inside. Well, if it's a softer crud that it's struck through, it can leave a mark. But it doesn't cross a field. Just so it's sloped. So crossing the rim and coming to a point that it's sloped, it's damaged. Somebody hit it with something hard. What else we got for photos?
I was gonna say that's not gonna pull full steps. I'm just saying.
No. Okay, he's got another mark on the other side. Snips. Somebody snipped it. Same direction.
Yep.
From one side to the next. It'll look opposite because you got, opposite sides of the coin. Somebody hit that with 10 snips. So you got a pinch point at the rim, crosses the rim, and tapers up. Yep. Damage. Cut coin. Sorry, Brian. No premium on that. That's all we got for today. Okay, look, I'm fading fast.
Yeah. Well, here's this rolled Indian I was talking about last week.
Is it the, 1881 or something?
1891. Let's see if we can... There's your reverse, there's your Indian flattened out.
That's
elongated.
Cool. That is
elongated.
Really cool.
Colombian 1893. You can see your reverse as well. Well, that's a MS63 Brown by NGC. All kind of fun stuff on my desk right now.
There you go. Sir Gold says, Ken, I know Shay, but who are your other co-hosts? Today we have, we'll go around the table and we'll tell people who you are. Tell them about yourself, what you do, how long you've been doing it. We got Shay, you know Shay. Jeff Schumar, introduce yourself now that we're at the show.
So I'm Jeffrey Schumar. I've been collecting for probably right around 7 years now. I run Schumar Numismatics. I've been running that for about 2 years. I ship coins just like Ken all over the country at this point. I run and do shows. I at least do one show a week right now, at least. I run Schumar Coin Chats here on YouTube. SchumarCoinChats.blogspot.com blog I just started up. Kind of really got started and focused in varieties and errors and die progressions and trends within the Lincoln Cent series and a little bit in the memorials, at least. That's kind of where I got my start. I was away. I was more or less focusing on business for a while. At this point, circling back to try to help some people learn some fundamentals, because that's going to help a lot of people, you know, get through the wall, as I call it, your first couple months of trying to get some of this stuff down. So, and I like to ramble a lot, as you can tell.
No. CJ, you're up.
I am CJ with CJ Coins and Crafts. I've been collecting for about 2-3 years now, so relatively short. What actually got me started is a project that I was doing as a present, and I needed individual dates, which led me to coin roll hunting, and has just kind of escalated from there. So really, this kind of the stuff that I get into is I do coin roll hunts, but I really am using. I have a 3D printer. So I do a lot of things with my 3D printer for coins. So if you check out my channel, I've got RPM, repunchment mark tools where I can show some of the different repunchment marks. I've got the grading scale that Ken showed earlier. I've got grading scales for almost all of the denominations. I can make custom holders. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I just kind of meld my hobbies into, you know, whatever I'm doing. So lately I've been into the flying eagles and Indian heads with some snow books.
Awesome.
Blues.
Oh, hi. I'm Blues Coins. I've been collecting about 15 months now. I turned to coins to help with my PTSD issues. And I've gotten a lot of satisfaction in keeping my head straight because of it. Got Mantic and Schumar and CJ and Ken and a handful of others that just phenomenal. So I've seen Blues starting to really progress at this point. He's kind of taken the step to start cataloging some of the stuff he's found. That's a big step. And Blues will you'll see, if you keep on watching Blues, you will see Blues improve in what he's doing. I'm seeing it, at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Mantic.
I've been doing this for about 2.5 years. I took kind of a hiatus when I was a young kiddo. I hunted stamps and coins with my grandfather, but put that aside. And the last 2.5 years, I've been really serious about it and studying and learning a lot from Ken and Schumar and reading and going through hundreds of thousands of $50 and thousands of pennies and just trying to buy good problem-free coins and bring them to auction. And so I work full-time. I'm a computer guy, so my show has a lot of chat bots, and I do a little bit of programming here and there, and just trying to make a fun, interactive stream for folks to come to. So it's not just it's also about community. It's about the coins, but it's also building up friendships and things that people with common interests. And my biggest passion in life right now, other than my family, is coins. So.
Glenn, you're here. You didn't. You're not speaking up. You want to chime in? Tell people who you are.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I've been collecting coins kind of all my life, but as a kid, it was just getting a hold of coins people told me were good, wrapping them up in a piece of plastic, and putting them away, and one of my brothers or sisters stole them from me. At this point, I'm curating my mother's collection. She's passed away, and I'm trying to sort it out and figure out what's there. My real passion is the Lincoln cents. I probably have my U.S. 1 cent. But I also look at the hobo nickel, the carved coin. And I know a lot of coin collectors just cringe when they see one, but I think it helps promote interest in coins. And I dig it.
Cool.
Did you find anything on the grassy knoll, Shay? I don't know. Laura Day sent a picture in of something, but I don't know where it is or where to find it.
Uh-oh. Oh, good.
Laura Day, War Nickel.
Yeah.
The grassy knoll just had a few dogs go through the area, so watch your shoes.
That's good advice.
Okay, I'm Ken. I have a coin class every other week. We have an auction in between. We have the big giveaway on Sunday, and we have this show. I'm working on another show designed for a sales and auction show for new collectors, and there'll be small batches of coins, of lower value that are affordable and help you complete your first set. And gosh, it's going to take forever to get that going. And I've been doing this for, good Lord, 40 years and then some. That's all I do now. It's a lot of fun. I'm 52, and I ain't worked in a couple of years. Man, it's a lot of fun. You can do so much with this hobby.
Yeah, I remember when I first started selling stuff, and the best compliment that I got when I first started selling stuff was that the only shipping that could beat mine was Mr. Ken Peavey. That was, what, probably a year and a half ago now? So that was... this has been a fun year and a half, I guess. And I guess, this is my 9 to 5 now, so it is a lot of fun.
Where are you going to be in another year and a half?
We'll see, I guess.
All right. I'm not able to find that war nickel, Laura. Where would I find that war nickel?
Yeah, so
I can't find that war nickel.
Yeah, so all the guys here on the panel and a lot of other people that you see around YouTube all the time, all of us are glad to help pretty much anyone willing to learn and put a little bit of effort in. You can ask Ken. I bugged the hell out of Ken for the longest time for some information and this and that, and you just keep on working. You pull in the information that you can, and I look back a year and a half, 2 years ago. I never would have thought I'd be here with Ken and everyone else talking about coins as well as I can nowadays, at least. So you put in the time, you put in the effort, and you can go far. Focus on something you enjoy and just run with it. Here we go. See, I went off rambling again.
Nope, nothing in the spam folder. I can't answer. We can't show that coin because I don't know where it is.
Ken's walls are staring at me.
Okay. Well, nothing I can do with that. Okay, guys, look, I'm getting wore out over here. I'm going to call it a day. I think we'll get a long way. Look, folks, do your homework, you know. Check up your coin. Look all around the web. There's links in my blog. Do your homework before you ask a question so you can ask a more informed question and get right to the point and find out what's going on with that coin of yours. Sorry, I thought it went through. No, didn't come through on this side. Okay. You want to call it there? Anything else you want to say?
No, that was it.
Guys, I want to thank you for pitching in.
Thank you so much for hosting. It was awesome. Next week, 10 p.m. Eastern.
10 p.m. Tomorrow night, coin class. I don't have a subject yet. We'll come up with it. Saturday, you're going to have Mantic's show at 4 o'clock Central, 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern Time. Great show. Man, they get into that chat. It's just, it's all people do is chat for 6-7 hours. A lot of fun. Sunday, we get the big show coming up. You don't want to miss that. And next Thursday, 3 o'clock, Jeff?
Yeah, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Jeff has his show at 3 o'clock Eastern Central Time. You want to, you know, well, go watch, click on his link and go see him and stuff and see if it's working for you. Coin Dragon out all. Chime in next week. Okay, baby. And put on a shirt. Yeah, but we'll have more people, different people. Not everybody's going to be in the panel the same, you know, every single week. They got lives to lead. Well, sometimes that gets in the way of the hobby. But look, folks, when you're ready, you'll be in the panel. Even if it's just for a little while. You know, get on, ask your question, you know, run away. That works too. The whole idea is to make this interactive with all the people in the panel, all the people in the chat. You know, the more we share for information, the more we learn.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Both barrels. Okay. Stay groovy.
Y'all take care.
Yep. See you guys.